Welcome to the Executive's View, the sports podcast where the stakes are high and the debates are fierce. Please welcome your host, Aaron Sirius Simmons, alongside co-host Barry DeVille Jordan. Each week, we bring you into the boardroom where the elite minds of sports converge. From the gridiron strategies to the business behind the ball, we tackle the hard-hitting questions and give you an insider's perspective. So pull up a chair and join us at the table where champions are made and legends are born. This is the Executive's View. Let's get down to business.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Executive's View. This is the view from on top. You could be anywhere in the world on a Tuesday, but you're here with the executives, and I do appreciate that. I do want to apologize for the tardy in us starting tonight's program. We had some technical difficulties, and we was able to get that resolved. So I got the fellas here in the building with me, man. My co-host Villain is in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
I mean, I don't know why Sirius speaking French. He said we got technical differences. You've got technical differences. Hey, Sirius. I hear you.
What's
like
going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
I'm just playing, man. What's up? What's good, fam?
We good, man. We good, man. I got Larry in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
What's up, Mr. Fat Fingers?
Yeah.
Hey.
About that.
Hey,
I tell you what, man. You got as many things running around at one time. Sometimes, you fat fingers and stuff.
Good. It's all good.
Yo, I got CK in the building. What's going on, CK? How we doing, sir?
Nothing, man. I see you got. What was you trying to feed the baby? You was trying to feed yourself, and you just had stuff everywhere, right?
The funny thing, I was trying to feed the baby. We got 2 new dogs in the crib, man. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. And it's a mess, man. It's a mess. So, Steve will be here as soon as he pops in, man. But I wanted to kind of get everybody on and popping, man. We got a lot to talk about, and not a lot of time to talk about it. With that being said, man, the Super Bowl has come and gone, and the Philadelphia Eagles are your 2024-2025 NFL champions. For me, gentlemen, I'll keep it short and sweet. This game did not unfold in the manner in which I thought it would. I did feel as though the Eagles will be able to win this ball game, but it's been a long time since we saw the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes completely beat up like they were. And so it shocked me. I'm not gonna hold you. I want to throw this around the room, give everybody a chance to talk about it. Villain, I'll start with you, my guy. Your division rivals, got it done, conquered the mountain. What say you, homie?
First of all, I hate the Eagles and every. No, I'm kidding. Listen, I'm being nice. Listen, I said that if the front four can get after it, they were going to win this game, and they did. I agree with you. I thought the Eagles would win the game. I thought it'd be a little bit closer. The score was not indicative of how embarrassing of a beatdown it was. They dominated pretty much every facet of the game. They controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides. While you could tell the Chiefs were really looking to stop the run, right, and daring Justin Fields. My bad. I had Justin Fields in my head for something else, right? Hurts. They were daring Hurts to beat them, and he did. But I really think it was at the point where the pick six happened, and I think we were messaging back and forth, all of us, and I said, "This is it." And I sent my obligatory gift or meme from Rocky IV, where he said, "Throw in the towel," because that was it. It was it, and the Chiefs really had no chance. They couldn't. It got to the point where they couldn't block for Mahomes. They couldn't. When they did block for him, and he was able to get out of the pocket, guys were dropping balls left and right. So it was just ugly on the offensive side. Defensively, they really couldn't do anything to match up with that offense at all levels. They couldn't control the line of scrimmage. They did bottle up Saquon, but he was able to get loose a couple passes. They couldn't lock up Brown. Smith was able to do what he was doing. So it was just from the best player on the field is Mahomes anytime you look at it. But the best team 1 through 26, or however you want to lay it out, 1 through 53. Well, the Eagles, they have the better team, and they won.
Yeah. We got Coach in the building. He's having some technical difficulty with his camera, so he's not going to pop on camera. But Coach, what's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. I'm like I said, more so phone about to die, so phone on charger. Than technical difficulties. But I mean, look, y'all get spared my ugly face for at least 1 week. So
praise Jesus.
We are the lucky ones.
That's why I said y'all be spared. So it's like, unfortunately for y'all, shouldn't have any of these problems next week. But I mean, yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in your lap, my guy. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles are your Super Bowl champions. I don't remember what you said last week about this ball game. But did this unfold in the manner in which you expected? And if you want to kind of dove into some other specifics about this game, be my guest.
Well, good thing I remember what I said last week, barely. No, I said I was like, something to watch out for would be the Chiefs defense. It's like, I was like, the Chiefs defense, are they going to be able to hold up against the pass? Because I was like, Philly looked like they were having some struggles with passing, but it looked like in the playoffs they had fixed whatever was ailing their passing game, and the passing game is what was the depth of the Chiefs on Sunday. You know, right. the Eagles being, because look, big ups to the Chiefs. The Chiefs were able to bottle up the run. You know, like Saquon was not that big of a factor in this game, but the Eagles front four being able to generate the type of pressure they were without blitz, like just the Eagles getting, like, Patrick Mahomes had never been sacked more in an NFL game than he was on Sunday.
Yeah.
And that says a lot to Vic Fangio, and it says a lot to the Eagles defense. It was like, again, I don't think the biggest Eagles fan could have predicted like how that happened and how they won, because like Barry was saying, it's like this was a 34-0, a 31-0 game at one point or whatever like that. So it's like the Chiefs put up some empty numbers. You know, big ups to them for, you know, not giving up, so to speak, and, you know, scoring a couple of touchdowns late. I mean, but yeah, I don't think the biggest Eagles fan on earth expected this to happen. The Mekhi Becton going down early was something that could have like derailed the Eagles. And I know Mekhi Becton's like a hot topic on this show, but Mekhi Becton went down. That could have been something that could have like I said, could have derailed the Eagles, but it didn't. And this game was not close. And I feel like the Eagles just, I mean, for lack of a better phrase, the Eagles just punched them in the mouth and wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
You know, and they just kept punching them in the mouth and kept punching them out. And the Eagles just, they stayed calm, because it's like I think we all saw like that offensive pass interference call. It was like, oh boy, here we go. And that could have thrown the Eagles off their spot. But they took a deep breath, they regained their composure, and they proceeded to like kick the shit out of the Chiefs. So like, I mean, I don't think the Eagles are going to sit here and rest on their laurels. I think this might be, Barry, I'm sorry, I think this might be the beginning of something in Philly. So we'll see moving forward. We got plenty of time to talk about that with the draft and offseason coming up. But I want to talk about the Chiefs side of it, because I can't be the only person to notice just how dejected and how down and how sad that entire sideline looked. It didn't take much to break that team on Sunday. You know, again, like Mahomes went out on his sword, and I give him that. But man, they were showing the sideline shots. They were showing Travis Kelce damn near tears. They were showing like everybody just, and I was like, geez, these guys they rather be anywhere else than the Caesars Superdome. And, you know, big ups to the Eagles. Philly, behave yourself. But they're not. But Like so it's like it's just interesting to see because it's like you almost feel like I don't want to say passing of the torch or changing the guard, but it's almost like you see like the Chiefs are starting to kind of slow down a little bit, and it's like this Eagles team is on the rise.
Yeah, you know what? You mentioned a lot there, and I want to throw it around, but I wanted to double click on something you said about somewhat of a passing of the torch. You know, this looked a lot like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl from a couple years ago when it was just a massacre in the trenches, and you know, we thought there that it was a passing of the torch type of thing. And then the Chiefs figured out a way to rebound and, you know, won the last two, if you will, before dropping this past one. I do think the Eagles have some staying power. I'm curious to see what they look like now that Kellen Moore is now the head coach in New Orleans, which we'll talk about here in a minute. I'm sure Vic Fangio is going to get some looks and they have some other things on both the offensive and defense side of football to kind of shore up as far as personnel and things of that nature. But Larry, I throw it at you, my guy. Eagles got it done. I'm pretty sure we're not going to hear too much more about your, you know, conspiracy theories.
Nah, brother. Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Or are you going to stay true to form? Let me know.
I'm staying true to form.
I mean, Hopkins had enough conspiracy theories.
Look,
please,
dude, I'm gonna stay true to form, and he got on my bad side. He got on my bad side because you've been quiet the whole time when the calls been going y'all way, and now that game was actually called really fair to me, and now it wasn't going your way. Now he got something to say about it. So miss me with that. But I will say this. Larry was right. Remember what Larry said? I said, I hope they put 50 on them. I said,
they could have.
I said they literally could have. When it was up, when they was up 34-0, anything after that was just garbage. It was just junk. All they were trying to do was get the ball back because everybody knew that at that point they was only going to have so many possessions. Time was going to run out on them. That game could have easily been 50 to probably 6.
It should have been, Larry.
They took their foot off the gas. I'm gonna give them their props. Steve, we talked about it, bro. I gotta give Jalen Hurts his props, man. Jalen Hurts been through the ringer all season, and they didn't abandon the run. They wasn't getting the yards, and Saquon didn't have no monster game, but they never abandoned it.
Yeah, they kept running the ball.
Jalen did his thing, man. Jalen, he hit the passes he needed to hit. He did his run, got in the tush push. We all knew that was gonna come. And they stayed to who they are. Remember, I said that. I said, don't get away from who you are. They stayed to who they are. Jalen Carter and that defensive line, they was just, hey, look, anytime you get a quarterback and you get them off their spot, and I get so much hell from people who talk about, I know I'm a Niners fan, and you talk about Brock Purdy. Any quarterback can be made to look human if you rush the passer, you lock down his receivers, you knock him off his spot. Patrick Mahomes looks so human, it's not even funny. And everybody kept saying, oh, it's Patrick Mahomes, the great Patrick Mahomes. I've never seen a quarterback, if you can get him off his spot, take him out of his rhythm, put that pressure on him, who's overcame, those circumstances. And they would just, look, they took, what we talked about? We talked about Mike Tyson say everybody got a plan so they get punched in the mouth. They got punched in the mouth and they got rattled. They got rattled so bad. They was dropping passes. They look like anybody on that offense or that defense, like they had no game plan whatsoever. And I'm quite sure they had a game plan, but once they took them punches in the mouth, it was a wrap. It was done. I'll go even further. I got tired of seeing Taylor Swift. Man, you ain't hard to see Taylor Swift that whole goddamn game.
No, they showed it like once.
Yeah, once. Any other game, they would have showed Taylor at least 10 times. At least.
Well, 10. I mean, she would have had something to cheer about. She had nothing to cheer about.
She had nothing to cheer about.
Dude, they show her so much on games. She don't even when she don't have nothing to cheer about, they keep showing, cutting to her.
We don't need to see her taking another sip of her Chardonnay, Larry. So I mean, that's what
I'm glad we did. Hey, look. It would have been tears all in that Chardonnay. That's who you saw. I love it. Hey, I love it. Hey, but I don't think Kelsey's gonna retire. I think he's gonna come back. We know how the
He
Chiefs
went out like that. He ain't going out like that.
No, the Chiefs they got a lot to retool. They gonna have they got a lot of holes. Well, I'm gonna say holes. I'm gonna say a lot of free agents on that defense. They're gonna have to show up that offensive line. But the Eagles was just a better team, man. People gave them hell at the beginning of the season, but they actually finished with the #1 ranked defense. Their offense was really good. You know, Saquon ran for his 2,000. So I'm gonna give the hats off to him, especially like I said, I had to support my H-Town adjacent brothers. So look, I'm gonna give them their props. I'm not taking nothing away from the Eagles.
My man said H-Town adjacent.
I mean, look, he from Channelview, so that's H-Town adjacent.
Yeah, man. He repped the city, so I'm gonna give him his props, man.
I ain't mad at it, man.
He had a one too many tears in that press conference.
Hey, you know what? Look, I'm gonna say
I'm proud of him though. I'm proud of that dude. To be honest with you, I'm proud of him.
Hey, LG called that game. I said they gonna run away and put that scope so damn high. But I also got to give Jalen his props. I'm a sneakerhead. Y'all see the shoe wall in the back. That boy came out rocking the band ones. Yeah.
How about the commercial after the Super Bowl?
Yes,
that might have been one of the best commercials I've ever seen. That commercial
I was done by then. I didn't want to see nothing after that.
I know you did.
If you have not seen it, Barry, it is one of the best commercials. And Jordan usually nail these commercials. This was one of the better Jordan commercials I can remember. It was.
Send it to me, because I'm telling you right now, Coach. I did not want to see the Eagles holding no trophy. I didn't want to see no confetti coming down. I was.
My man turned it off after the halftime show.
No. Once they got the ball back, I think it was like under a minute left. I was like, all right, we good. We know what's going on.
You would much rather see the Eagles doing it than the Cowboys, right?
Nah, man. You know what it is, though? we got the Cowboys in the playoffs the last time we played them. The Eagles have tormented my Giants.
Dude,
like Chandler knows the miracle in the Meadowlands, part 1 and part 2.
I don't know about y'all, but like when my team ain't playing for the Super Bowl, I go for individual players, and if anybody on any of those teams I was rooting for, it was Jalen.
Yeah, exactly.
I can respect it.
No, I mean I was rooting for Saquon. I got to be honest. I was rooting for Saquon. The Giants fans that know me can hate me all they want. Saquon's a good guy, and it's hard to root against him. So yeah, that's where I was at.
What's the score, Unc? What's the score, Unc? How you doing?
You're on mute too.
You're on mute too. He's so into that show, man.
But you know what's funny? Because I kind of hinted at it last week, and it's like Jalen Hurts had a lot of nerve talking junk after the game, after the NFC Championship game, about he was in a straitjacket, right? And like, dude, you barely threw for 200 yards a game this year. You've been trash, and you know what? He came out there in the Super Bowl and shut everybody up, to Larry's point. So you got to.
Dude, I ain't gonna say he been trash. He been, like I said, he been doing what they need him to do. You got a 2,000.
He's been straight trash. Like there was questions about the offense this year. Like AJ Brown questioning the offense. Like they don't throw it enough or whatever. Like
bro, the offense was so bad that AJ Brown was questioning himself. He started reading that self-help book because he's like, it must be something wrong with me.
So they were winning. That's what I'm saying. They were winning.
Yeah, but there was questions about the offense. Like we got outside of Saquon Barkley, we got to be honest. You know what I mean? So it's you talk about you in a straight jacket, but you can't hit guys, open receivers down the field. But
I'm gonna go to Hug, right? If people was talking shit to me all year, and I just won an NFC Championship, I should be entitled to do what the fuck I want to do too. I'm be honest.
Yeah, but like if you know, right? We had Sirius and I had guys that we've done, in the Philly podcast before, and Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni don't get along. They haven't gotten along in 2 years. No. Nope. So for them to have that moment of winning the NFC Championship game and getting back to the Super Bowl, and the first thing you say is I got my straitjacket off. Like it's just highlighting the fact that the relationship between those two have been bad. It's been bad for 2 years. Like it almost cost Sirianni his job, and he took them to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of underlying stuff that Philly fans know about that we.
I mean, and what like John Madden said it best: winning is the best deodorant.
It is.
It's secure.
But
it's secure.
Before we really go off the rails here, CK, talk to me, my guy. You've been sitting there patiently for a minute, man. The Eagles are your Super Bowl champions. What say you, my guy?
Well, you know what? This whole nonsense. Well, they keep showing Taylor Swift. You know what? In the 70s, we saw Terry Bradshaw's wife every other shot. This is what they do. How many times we see damn Giselle Bundchen when she was married to Tom Brady? So miss me with all the how come they keep showing Taylor Swift? You know what? That's what they do. They show stars, girlfriends, and wives. They've always done it. Hell, really? JoJo Starbuck. Okay? No one ever knew the damn woman's name until Terry Bradshaw started winning Super Bowls. And then every time you turned around, you heard about JoJo Starbuck. Okay? So miss me with all that nonsense, although they don't do it like that. They've always done that, number one. I'm just tired of people talking about, who cares if they show somebody's girlfriend? Really, who cares? How does it impact you? Does it change your life? Does it take money out your pocket? Why does it bother you so much? Why are you worried
I don't want to see that girl. I don't want to see her.
about other people's significant others? Worry about your own significant others. Stop worrying about other people's. Anyway.
All right, whatever, man. That
ain't Larry. It's amazing how we could be talking about the sun getting ready to explode, and Larry will bring up Brock Purdy. We talking about the damn Eagles and the Chiefs, and somehow he worked Brock Purdy in there. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that happens, but it happened.
It's the reference.
What for somebody else? Anyway,
by the way,
I told Sirius.
Since you always want to get on my Niners, by the way, look up the stats. Brock Purdy had a better season than Patrick Mahomes.
Bro, we're talking about the Eagles. See what I tell you. Anyway,
Aaron knows. I literally set Patrick Mahomes on my fantasy team and started Jalen Hurts. I will show it to you.
Bro, we were 3 minutes into the show. We were 3 minutes into you mentioned Brock Purdy. But anyway,
right.
The Chiefs. Listen, the Josh Sweat should have been the Eagles' defensive line should have been the MVP. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sweat was amazing. Carter was amazing. Those boys were playing.
All four of them.
Yeah, I know they always give it to quarterbacks, but that's who should have got the MVP because that's who won them the game. All right. Yeah, they kept running the ball, and yeah, they put up 44 points. That defensive front four looked like the Doomsday defense. It looked like the Orange Crush defense. It looked like the Steel Curtain when you had four boys beating up everybody in the backfield. The offensive linemen, the running backs, the tight ends, the wide receivers, everybody got it. Okay? They even had a play when they got the strip sack where he had two hands in the face of Patrick Mahomes. I mean, mushed them, and there was no flag. And that was beautiful. Andy Reid reverted to the Andy Reid from Philadelphia. That's my biggest takeaway from this game. Andy Reid turned into Andy Reid from Philadelphia because they were only rushing four, Andy. They were only rushing four. And you kept doing 7-step drops knowing your offensive line couldn't hold up. You wouldn't run the ball. That's Andy Reid from Philadelphia when you had West and the boys in the backfield, and Andy kept passing, and he kept passing, and he kept passing, and he kept passing, knowing his offensive line couldn't hold up, and he kept calling pass plays. That was Andy Reid from Philadelphia. That's what was my immediate thought after the first two series. Like, I'm watching the Philadelphia Eagles from the Donovan McNabb Philadelphia Eagles. Because that's what Andy Reid did. That was why Andy Reid had the moniker that he would never win a big game, because in the biggest of moments, he could not adjust. He couldn't adjust. There were no adjustments made by the Chiefs. Now, I'm not going, that doesn't take anything away from what Philadelphia did, but the Chiefs made absolutely no adjustments, which made it very easy for that defensive line to continue to do what they were doing. Oh, by the way, Vic Fangio ain't getting no head coaching jobs no time soon. He's smart enough to know he's 90 years old. He better keep his ass as defense coordinator and keep making that money. But this was a complete and utter undressing, pantsing, beatdown, whatever you want to say. Patrick Mahomes started trying to play hero ball. Excuse me. He looked like Sam Darnold from the Jets when he was running when he didn't need to. How many plays where there was all he had to do was throw the damn ball and he started running and I got to make a play. They beat them in every single phase of the game. Beat them in every single phase. This was one of those. This was the Doug Williams Super Bowl where they came out and dropped 42. Or who was it? I believe it was the Dolphins at the time, wasn't it?
Broncos.
Broncos. Thank you.
Broncos.
Yeah, this was one of those Super Bowls where you like, dude, this game is over. I told Sirius was 17-0. I said it's gonna be, what did I say, Sirius 37-10?
37-10.
I didn't want to be a 44-20. That's ridiculous.
22. It was 40-20.
Yeah, so it was a game for two series. Then after that, it was all about the commercials. That's all I got on that game.
Yeah.
One more thing. Robert Saleh should not be allowed to coach football ever again. You couldn't figure out that the first round draft pick, offensive lineman you couldn't figure out he was supposed to be a guard.
Here we go.
You couldn't figure that out. I hate you, Robert.
I hate for it too.
I
double pumped trying to mention his name earlier.
Hey, listen. The Chiefs are not far off because they have a quarterback. The defense isn't as bad as advertised. The defense got put in an impossible situation. They have to get better on the offensive line. There's no question about it. They have to. And I agree with you that the Eagles took their soul, took their heart out. And you could see a dejected team. That's a team that they've been winning games all year that they shouldn't have been winning, and we said it.
Right.
And and we ignored it because they had the great Patrick Mahomes. But once they figured out that they were not in the same class as the Eagles, they took their heart out. And there's not much you can adjust. Like when you could running the ball was not going to win them the game. No. They had no shot. They had no chance against that defense. None. Because they couldn't control the line of scrimmage. Carter was able to do whatever he wants. Swift. Once they figured out that they could really just pass rush with four guys and play coverage in the back, and you don't even have to play cover two because they don't have receivers that could get down. Like it was a wrap. It was really
yeah. And I got a couple last thoughts real quick before we move on. One, and Barry like this, that was the best performance by a defensive line, just the defensive line I've seen since the Giants-Patriots Super Bowl out in the desert. Because Strahan and Tuck and OC, those boys won the Giants. They put that team on their back. They said, not today. They put Brady in a box and took over that game. And then the second thing is it's funny because much to like Chandler's point, it's like this game was 7-0, and then you blink twice and it was 17-0, and it just felt like, okay, the Chiefs are still in it, and then they scored that other touchdown before, and it's just like, okay, well, this one's over. You know what I'm saying? You know, and again, Barry, I want to piggyback on your point. The Chiefs let's not throw the Chiefs in the trash yet. You know, because after that Tampa Bay, the last time they got undressed like this on a big stage, they said, okay, and what did they do? They went and they fixed it. Unlike some teams who are like, oh, well, maybe we did it. The Chiefs totally overhauled their offensive line. They fixed their defense. They did everything they had to do to fix it. And I think the Chiefs, once again, there's an off season where they will look themselves in the mirror like, we got to tear this down. We got to totally build this thing back up. So
yeah, including on the outside with the offensive, like they need a young tight end. The kid Mason Taylor, I think, would be a good fit. There's a couple of tight ends coming out that'd be good fits. They need at least 2 tight ends. They need 5 to 6 offensive linemen. And if the kid falls to them, that kid's Scatterbull from Arizona State. Would be a hell of a addition to that backfield. He'd be a hell of an addition to that backfield.
Yeah, but that's not. They need. It's hard to have the 31st pick, right, Unc, and try to rebuild your team.
Yeah, I know.
But I think the pressing need is right tackle.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're going to get it.
Guard,
I don't know.
Left, right, guard. They need all of them.
Yeah, they got maybe 2 good linemen. on that team, the center and the left tackle.
I mean, and Tooney was supposed to be one of their better linemen. He was getting beat like a drum on Sunday.
They beat
Tooney's been a guard his whole life. Tooney's been a guard.
He had a bad day at the office. You know. So
yeah. I mean, honestly, it happened. I'm looking at a mock now, and it has the Chiefs picking Josh Simmons from Ohio State offensive tackle. So
that's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
No, it's not. It's not.
What'd you say? I'm sorry, my bad.
No, it's not a terrible pick. Can you show that mock series real quick?
Yeah, give me a second.
Go ahead, Larry.
No, I was gonna say, man, I don't know about y'all, but I honestly think that was the nail in the coffin on the Chiefs for a while.
For this run.
For this one, yes. For this
generation, yeah. For this generation,
This is the window. So, like, remember when the Patriots won their first 3 Super Bowls, and then the Colts came back and jumped them, and then the Patriots came back and won a couple Super Bowls. This is that lull period. I think you're not going to see the Chiefs in the. We got to remember, right? Like, guys, everybody's old enough to remember the 4 falls of Buffalo, right? Mm-hmm. It's exhausting going to Super Bowls year after year. And
it is.
You saw that on the sideline. Like, after the 4th Super Bowl, when the Bills were in that game at halftime against the Cowboys, and then the second half, the Cowboys blitzed them, you saw a tired, dejected. It was an older Bills team, but a tired team, right? And that's what you saw on the sideline with the Chiefs, right? You saw an old, tired team that's been there a lot.
I think that's over.
Dude, I don't think that was. Dude, I think that they really wanted that. Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think that they really wanted that 3-peat. I just think that we'll put it like this, right? And that's just me. Out of all of the teams that have either the Patriots went into the Super Bowl undefeated, or any other team that's winning there with a 1 loss going into the Super Bowl, that Chiefs team looked like the weakest 1-loss team going into a Super Bowl.
It was probably the worst 1-loss team I've ever seen.
They have been getting by. They have been getting by all year. So I'm not gonna talk about the conspiracy. They have been getting by on these close wins. Well, they really was never really putting people away. They hadn't been doing it all year. But I think that they went into that game thinking that the 3-peat was gonna cement their legacy, and that was gonna be the done deal. But I think we're gonna get into that mode. You remember when they talked about Brady hadn't won one in 10 years? Mm-hmm. I'm saying it's gonna take them 10 years, but we're not gonna see the same Chiefs team for a while because
about 2-3 years. About 2-3 years.
I really think it's going to be about 4 years before you see.
I don't. I honestly, to be honest with you, again, with all due respect to what you gentlemen are saying, the last time we saw the Kansas City Chiefs get undressed in this manner, it took them a year and some change, and they were right back in the.
Wait, but I'm gonna tell you,
we got about 2 years.
But that team, you got to remember that team still had a lot of really good young players. This team got to fix that whole offensive line. They traded away Sheed, so they got to fix them corners. Nick Bolton, free agency. Minihue. They're gonna have a whole bunch of guys that won't big paydays on defense.
Jones is a year older. He's getting paid a lot of money.
I got you. But let's keep it a buck, Larry. I understand what you're talking about when you start referring to the Chiefs winning ugly this past year. They had a lot of dunks go their way. They had a lot of things go their way, and I get that. But one thing we have to acknowledge is that when you have the guy calling the shots, the quarterback, when you have that guy, and we all can sit here and say, even though Mahomes,
I think y'all give that motherfucker too much credit, bro. Y'all give that motherfucker too much credit.
He's good. He's good, and then come on, y'all. Like,
but he is good, but it does. A quarterback's is not good enough to drag you to the Super Bowl every year.
Tomar.
Wait, I'm gonna go there, dude. I put it online today. When you saw average Patrick Mahomes is what CJ Stroud been going through all fucking year. They gotta fix that offensive line. They gotta fix the defense. They got a bunch of dudes coming up for free agency. How are you gonna rebuild that team that quick?
No, they don't.
No, they really don't.
Wait,
they don't have a bunch of guys coming up from free agency. They don't.
Trey Smith gonna be gone, so he's gonna be gone.
The Texans are not the Chiefs. The Chiefs are not the Texans.
Dude, I'm saying that Patrick
hang on.
He faced the same amount of pressure that CJ been facing all year. If he's been like CJ regressing.
The Chiefs are not the Texans, Larry.
The DeAndre Hopkins, they got Hollywood Brown.
Yep.
Hopkins is retiring, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I'm saying? They got
Bolton is the chief on that defense, bro.
Okay, so you just go draft another defensive guard, or you resign him, and he don't. And
but wait, so these are the guys that are on the Chiefs that are headed to free agents
right now. I'm sure.
Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal, Sirius. They need to replace receivers. They need to replace linemen, and they have to get some more. I think they need an edge rusher. They probably need a linebacker, and they need secondary help. That's a lot.
Okay, are we forgetting? See, this is where again the recency nonsense comes in. First of all, we're not going to compare the Texans and the Chiefs. We're not going to do that. Okay, because Brett Veach is stop, Larry. The Brett Veach has proven that they can retool on the fly. That's the first thing they've proven over the last. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Okay, since Alex Smith was there. Okay, they have been winning that division and getting deep in the playoffs. Okay, this is before Patrick Mahomes. Brett Veach's been doing this for a minute, damn near the past 10 years. Okay, the Chiefs have been a team that you got to deal with deep into the playoffs. Now with Mahomes, they've been going Super Bowls and AFC championships. But Brett Veach every season has been retooling that team. So I say 2 to 3 years. When I say 2 to 3 years, I'm talking about not winning a Super Bowl. I'm not talking about they fall on the face of the planet. I'm saying they still gonna be deep in the playoffs. They're still gonna be a Super Bowl contender, but they may not win one because this organization has proven that they know how to retool on the fly. That is the difference between them and a lot of organizations. A lot of teams in this situation would fall off a cliff. Okay, it would take them 5 years just to get back to the Super Bowl. All right.
Wait. I'm gonna need you to sit down and listen to this. Right. What I'm telling you, what I was telling you was. The amount of pressure that you saw Patrick Mahomes under and how he looked is basically what CJ's been facing all year, and people have been saying he was regression. So the Chiefs are gonna have to make a decision. You fix that line so Patrick don't look like CJ, or you show up that defense where they got a lot of holes coming up.
Okay, they still won 15 games with that offensive line, so it's not like again we say it's a major overhaul. We say it's a major overhaul, but they won 15 games with it. So I think with a couple of tweaks, they might win 12 to 13. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the regular season. You're not playing the best competition, so
no. But so they got undressed in the Super Bowl, Barry. They got undressed in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I feel you, but 5 Super
Bowls. And they got $11 million in cap space
right now.
I
feel good.
I'm gonna jump in there real quick. I'm just gonna say this. I'm like, we're throwing numbers out here and stuff like that. And for me, the most important number is 28. That's how old Patrick Mahomes is. He is still on the plus side of 30. Sure. So that's a number that I think everybody needs to stick in their head. 28. This guy's still on the other side of 30. He still has a lot of football. According to like how he hasn't hit his prime yet. Yep. He's already.
But I agree with you. I agree with you, Coach. But and there's two things that the Chiefs have going for them: Patrick Mahomes
and Andy Reid
contract. His contract is team friendly, right? $40 million a year for 10 years. So it gives the Chiefs that leverage of adding players.
Yes,
they got a lot to add.
They got $11 million in cap space, bro.
I'm not going to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl for 4 years because I feel like Josh Allen,
I think 2 to 3.
Lamar Jackson are going to have cracks at the apple, and you still got.
I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
I say 2 to 3. I say 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years back.
God willing, I'll be here. Holla at your boy. Holla.
I'm not going to be hard to find, but here's the deal. Here's the deal. Again, I'm going to wrap this up in a bow.
No, we don't have to wrap it. Keep cooking, baby. Keep cooking.
Until Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson,
Joe Burrow,
figure out a way.
Josh Herbert.
until these guys figure out a way to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, where it matters, they're going to have a crack at this apple. I've said this time and time again. It doesn't matter what happens in the regular season, obviously. Josh Allen beat the brakes off of Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. When it comes time in these playoffs, whether hook or crook, Patrick Mahomes gets it done. So, to what you're saying, if they're going to be in this 3 to 5 year rebuild because they need to do this and need to do that and need to do the other, I refuse to subscribe to that, because history has shown me and told me over the last couple years that this Chiefs team figures out a way to get it done. You know how you stop the Chiefs? Stop Andy Reid. If Andy Reid hangs them up, then you can stop the Chiefs. If God forbid, if Patrick Mahomes goes down with a significant injury, that's how you stop the Chiefs. But until the rest of the AFC figures out how to play meaningful football and not implode on themselves when they play this, they're going to continually do that, because let's keep it a buck. The Baltimore Ravens were a better team than the Kansas City Chiefs this year. They fell on their face. The Buffalo Bills were a better team than the Kansas City Chiefs this past year. They fell on their face. Teams in the AFC seem to implode on themselves when they see this other bad boy on the other sideline. We're not.
I think y'all give that dude way too much credit, bro. When
Andy Reid makes people afraid.
It's not about the fact that we give that dude too much credit. Again, I'm still a fan. I deal with this brother on a regular basis. We forget what common sense. When we spoke about this network a couple weeks ago.
That defense has been winning them games. The defense been winning games, bro.
If Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens hand the ball off, this is a whole different ball game. If Josh Allen and McDermott stop trying to get cute and put the ball in the gut of Cook, and he still runs around and does what he needs to do, the Kansas City Chiefs lose that ball game. Teams seem to self-implode when they play them. So,
but you're not wrong.
Dude, but you know what I'm
not wrong, serious. But 5 appearances in 6 years.
Dude, you know what?
It's exhausting. It's exhausting.
It is.
And they're due for a down period. We're just arguing about how long it's going to be. You say 2 years. I say 3 to 5.
Dude, let me tell you
they're not going to the Super Bowl next year.
No, wait. Let me go in right quick, Barry.
Let
me tell you why you know why I'm telling you I think they're going to go into this. It's going to be, I'm going to say 3 to 5 down year. Because you know who can beat Andy Reid? John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh
can't beat Andy Reid. He's never beaten Andy Reid.
What?
John Harbaugh cannot beat his record. He's won 1 game against Andy Reid in his entire coaching career. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Chargers, Harbaugh.
Oh, Jim. Okay. Jim can beat Andy Reid. That's what I mean.
No, it ain't never been any.
Bro.
Yeah,
Jalen about to pause his game. You like
Jimmy John, but Harbaugh can beat Andy Reid. You know who else can beat Andy Reid? Pete Carroll can beat Andy Reid and has beaten Andy Reid.
Well, good thing. I mean, they're not in the division, right?
They are in the division.
Yeah, they are in the division. That's the problem.
I know that's the problem, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
That Chargers team was coming, bro. That Chargers team was coming, and I'm not.
But Justin Herbert is the problem with the Chargers. Let's be honest. Justin Herbert is the problem with the Chargers.
But Harbaugh
the Chargers are a year or two ahead of schedule. I think.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
That defense was supposed to implode because of all the money they had paid the last couple of years. They didn't have enough pieces to really build a team, and they made it to the playoffs.
But we knew Harbaugh was going to have that defense working. We knew that. We knew Harbaugh was going to have that defense working.
Yeah, but that defense is ahead of schedule because they had overpaid for so many players on the defense and then had to get rid of them, and they were over the cap. So they didn't have – I feel like they didn't have the pieces that Harbaugh wants, right? They didn't have the assets to get the pieces that he needs. So now he has a year or two to get what he needs in that on that team. So I feel like they're going to be coming. They're ahead of schedule.
And I feel like Mark Davis, if he can just not – be stupid and let Pete and let the guys kind of like do their thing, so to speak. If he can do something that he can do something.
Coach.
What?
You know I love you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you just say Mark Davis not do something stupid?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
In other news, right? Coach, in other news.
No, but like, okay, and see, Chandler, the only person who will understand what I'm about to say. If Mark Davis can run the Raiders the way he runs the Aces, the Raiders will be okay.
Yes, because he stays the hell out of it. He stays out of it.
He stays out of the way with the Aces. He just writes the checks. You know, so if he can start running the Raiders the way he runs the Aces, then it'd be fine.
Because the Aces have Agent Wilson. The Raiders ain't got nobody.
They got Pete Carroll now. They got Pete Carroll.
Meanwhile, in Dallas.
Oh, 1 second, Barry. Before you say that,
I posted in a thread about that powerhouse fucking coaching staff they got down in Big D. Like,
hey, bro,
I'm gonna put it like this, dude. Hey, why y'all?
I need to
while y'all playing, there's a former 49ers on the staff. Like,
no, but I'm saying, why you playing around? The Raiders got a bunch of cap space. The only person on that team making money is probably the defensive end. It's
Crosby.
Yeah. Let me Crosby's the only person making real money out there. So it's like they got, again, Mark Davis runs the Raiders like he do the Aces and just sign the checks and stay out the way. Something that his old man couldn't do. R.I.P. to Big Al though. But I mean, it's like his dad could never stay out the way because his dad, similar like to Jerry Jones, had to be about him. And I feel like Mark, he's his father's son for sure.
Yeah.
And he needs to kind of like get out of the way a little bit.
But if you see the Chiefs losing these players, and you know they're in the division,
let me throw this in real quick. The Chicago Bulls have scored 70 points and there's 8 minutes left.
It's 113-70, y'all.
That's ridiculous.
Chicago right now. I'm actually watching this game because
I'm not watching
for entertainment purposes. So it's like
for research purposes, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm doing some scouting on Kobe White because we got to get him out of Chicago.
I'm watching.
We got to get him out of Chicago
right now.
Mm-hmm. And they
you watch get blasted? Okay. I mean,
I'm saying that if you see the Chiefs and the Chiefs, they're gonna have to quote unquote rebuild. They're not gonna be able to pay everybody because they only got 11 million. They're gonna have to rebuild, and you got these up and coming teams in a division with proven coaches that can beat them.
Yeah, all three of the other 3 teams in that division are coming. This isn't gonna be the moonwalk to the AFC West Championship like they used to, because all 3 of the teams are coming, as Larry is saying. Yeah.
But you have to add 10 million to that number, Larry, because they haven't told you the cap increase yet, and it's usually about an extra 10 million. So you said they got 11, that's actually 21.
Yeah, but you gotta use that cap space to sign your draft picks, right? So
I understand that, but we know Brett Veach gets guys to come play there at less than market value. We know this.
No, We've seen him do it. But the extra 10 million that you're adding to the cap space probably is going to go to your draft picks. So that's like a wash. So you really is essentially still only have about 11 million. We'll see what they got to do, because I don't know if they're going to get a receiver in the draft. They need a game breaker to me. I think.
I mean, I will say this. I mean, last year they got Xavier Worthy,
but he's not a game breaker.
Not yet. He was a rookie. Remember, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
You get Rashid Rice coming back from his injury.
Yeah. And we know he is the game breaker.
Room Rice over here. Like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
I might get him an Uber.
Let's not act like
we ain't heard that man's name all season. We ain't heard his name all season. That's a good thing.
You know what I'm saying? Why. They will need to do something at running back. Obviously, the offensive and defensive line needs some addressing, but I refuse to subscribe to this idea that the Chiefs are not going to make it to a Super Bowl.
And I refuse to subscribe to the fact that Patrick Mahomes can overcome everything.
Some quarterbacks can, bro. There's been a couple.
There's not a lot of quarterbacks that can drag a whole team to a Super Bowl year.
This man has been the starter for 7 years and played in 5 Super Bowls. Miss me with that whole he can't.
I mean, we're talking about the past. We're looking to the future.
But you got to
look ahead. So I honestly think it's going to be early 30s the next time you see Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I really think that the Bills and the Ravens are going to get a crack at the egg. They're gonna get their shot in the Super Bowl.
I mean, but we were just talking about how Brady went 10 years in between Super Bowls. Do you think it's gonna be 10 years between Super Bowls for Mahomes?
No, I don't think it's gonna be 10 years, but it's not gonna be 2 like saying. It ain't gonna be that.
2 to 3, bro. 2 to 3 at the most.
Okay, we'll see.
I will be completely shocked if they're not in the next.
You know what?
I don't think they're going to be next year. They're going to the AFC Championship game, but they're not going to win it.
No,
Who's gonna be?
I
The
honestly
Ravens.
think this. I think the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs lose in the divisional round.
No,
They're gonna lose to the divisional. They're gonna lose in the divisional round to, let's say, I don't know.
Who?
I feel like somebody trips them up. I feel like
they'll lose to like the Texans
The Chargers.
or a team
The
like
Chargers.
that, like just kind of like a team that they probably
Bengals.
shouldn't lose to. You know, like the Chargers, like one of those other AFC West teams that make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It's like they lose to them. Maybe
There's only been one team that has stood up to the big bully and knocked them out, and it's been Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
And we know that team is about to implode because ownership is going back to we not paying player ways. So they're about to destroy that whole organization.
They ain't never paid nobody
though,
but Burrow anyway. It's like they don't like this, so it's like
they need to pay either one of those two receivers, which is another conversation we need to have for another day. But
yeah, they're not paying either one of them. They're not going to pay either one of them.
Dude, you know what? And I'm gonna say this, since we've been giving the Chiefs all these love, I gotta give credit to Howie Roseman, bro. Hey Barry, I'm not talking down to you because you know my boys in the NFC too. But that Eagles team, dude, they was like Jalen Hurts literally has the lowest cap space out of any starting quarterback.
Well, he was a second round pick.
But he just re-upped.
He
I know, but he still got less than he would have got as a first round pick.
But that number doesn't hit until next year, right? Doesn't that number hit next year?
Next year.
Yeah. It is low. And man, dude, I think we're gonna be in for hell in that NFC because that team is full of a lot of young stars,
bro.
Low cap. Yeah, bro, it's gonna be some
young
hell.
Talent that they were able to bring in. They didn't have to bring in a lot of veteran talent, you know, especially on the defensive side. So that young defense is going to grow. They're going to get better a year under their belt because you look at when we were talking about it. Jalen Carter was the steal of the draft, and he had a terrible rookie year. And now 1 year removed, look at him now. You got another year of that.
Should have been the MVP at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and we ain't even talking about the Kobe Dean, the kid Dejean, the kid was it Braun? What's his name? Braun.
They need to pay him. They need to pay him. He do a check for sure. He do a big check.
I think they need a little secondary help, right, Coach?
Probably. No, they got Mitchell.
No, the secondary's good. Secondary's good.
The money.
I mean, Gardner Johnson's not making a bunch of money. Slay has a pretty friendly deal. I mean, like they're not really paying a whole bunch. So I mean, it's like again, it's like
they could use corners. They could use young corners, right? I think you start bringing them in now.
No, you got the kid Quentin, whatever his name is.
They got Mitchell and Cooper. They got both.
Yeah. So they're good. They're good in the back. They're good in the defensive line. And honestly, they could let Sweat go and draft somebody. You understand what I'm saying? Because I mean, let's be honest. Outside of the Super Bowl, when last time anybody said Josh Sweat was wrecking the game? Let's be honest. You understand what I'm saying? So you know they can get another Josh Sweat. So, Howie Roseman for the past 10 years has been the best general manager outside of Brett Veach. Brett Veach and Howie Roseman, the past 10 years, have been the two best general managers in football. Period. In the story.
Can't argue
with that. I said it on the show a week or two ago. Like the fact that the Laurie family, all those guys understood their mistake of demoting Howie Roseman and putting Chip Kelly and those guys in charge. And messed up. I brought him back, gave him control, and look at what happened. Right? They're being rewarded for it. So as much as I hate it, I loathe it. You got to respect it.
Yeah.
Like I said, you got to tip your cap to it. So this whole notion that like the Cowboys saying that they were so close and
that's Dak being Dak.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Close to the Eagles. The Eagles are like we thought like no offense, like the 49ers are the class of the NFC. The Eagles are really the class right now of the NFC. No disrespect to the Niners or disrespect to the Lions. The Lions will be back, but the Eagles, they loaded. Everybody said it, and they got a Super Bowl out of it, and I think they got a couple more in their belt. So
yeah.
changing gears really quickly, man.
Hey, Aaron, let me say this right quick. I will say this. I'm so glad that they pulled that Carson Wentz trade off, and Carson Wentz is a piece of shit, and he didn't get no ring. I'm so glad they.
Go ahead,
that was so funny.
I ain't dealing.
Let the hate flow, Larry. Let the hate flow.
Yes, dude. Hey, we literally look. Hey, I saw some of the messages and some of that stuff Carson Wentz be doing. EOS. Hey, Barry, am I lying?
No, you're not.
I'm not lying.
With that being said, I wanted to transition, man. Basketball kind of stole the Super Bowl week headlines until the game. We had a couple of moves take place. I know we're not going to really spend too much time on the trade. Larry did a great job breaking that down on his videos. Check those out across all our social media platforms. But Luka did debut yesterday, and I kind of, we was all sitting there talking about it. I wanted to see what you guys thought. This may be a match made in heaven, if you will. Larry, I'll go to you first, my guy. What do you think about watching that game yesterday?
He already talked. What he has two great videos that are getting.
Yeah, y'all go first. I'll jump in last.
All right, Barry, talk to me, my man. How you feel?
Well, first of all, Luka he passed LeBron James Jr. on the all-time Lakers scoring list.
Oh my God! Really?
That's nasty work, Barry. That was not that
really?
You better than that, bro.
Wow.
Only took 12 minutes.
Come on, LeBron James. Listen, I had to do it. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? So that's what I wanted to say.
If you didn't do it, Larry was. So I know he's gonna come eventually.
Oh my God!
I really want to say, what do you want? What do you want to know? How I feel about the trade, his debut, whatever.
Yeah, how you feel about his debut? I mean, he kind of played 20 some odd minutes at the fourth quarter because the Lakers blew out the Utah Jazz.
Yeah,
we all got that. But he felt like he was comfortable.
I think it's a work in progress series. I think quietly. Them picking up Alex Len might be something that's going to help them. I don't think it's going to help them as much as people want to believe, but a 7-footer that they didn't have before is going to help. I think it's going to take a little time. They have the All-Star break to kind of get it together, to get the gelling piece together. You can already see how it's not helping the Mavericks because AD is already hurt.
We'll go to that in a minute.
Exactly. But, I mean, listen, a big international star in the biggest market, not a coincidence, in my opinion. I think it's going to help the NBA in the long run. And honestly, like I said, it's going to be how can these two coexist? I think LeBron is going to have to be the one to figure it out. I think he has to change his game. Is he willing to do it? I hope so. I don't think Luka is going to change his game. Luka is going to be Luka. So I think they'll figure it out. And I don't think it's going to be this year, though. Like I said before, I really don't think this year they're going to make a lot of noise and do a lot of damage. But I think they'll be able to probably not have to be a play-in team, which is saying a lot for a team that had LeBron and AD that were consistently a play-in team. I think they'll probably be a 5 seed in the end of the day, and then they'll go from there.
I mean, as we currently sit here now, the Lakers are sitting at the 4 seed. The 5 seed, unfortunately, is the Houston Rockets. I'm leaving them alone. I'm trying not to swear a lot tonight.
I like the fact that you guys didn't do anything. I think you got a young team and let them play. I think you got to.
Yep.
I'm
not doing this tonight. I'm trying to do it.
Come on, man! Like seriously, what move would you guys have wanted? Like, I think you got a young team. Wait until the offseason. Add that. Let these guys play.
Okay, well, the Aaron Fox was the move for me, and now we got to watch him like play down I-10 in San Antonio. So that's great.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm not doing it today. I'm not doing it today.
No. We can do it. We can do this because you open up the door, Barry. So we can do this. Let's go. Because it's like
this is a safe space. What do you think about the trade? What do you think about them not making?
I think that this trade reminds me, and I'm gonna give y'all two names that most people don't think of because people tend to think that they will always play together. Clyde Frazier and Earl Monroe.
Yeah. Yep.
Their game was exactly the same. And let's be clear, Earl Monroe wasn't called Black Jesus for nothing. Okay? He altered his game to play with Clyde. When he was the better scorer, he was the better passer. Clyde was the better defender. I think LeBron James is going to alter his game because LeBron James is a better defender than Luka. He's a better passer than Luka. Luka is the better scorer. Okay, but I think LeBron, number one, he got the come to Jesus moment when as soon as Luka got there, they say, "Hey Luka, what trade do you want us to make? How many first round picks you want us to give up?" And he said all of them. They said okay. So I think he finally realized, well, dude, you 40. We hired your son. We drafted your son. You've done everything you wanted. Go sit in the corner now because this is his team. He's smart enough to understand that it only makes him look good to be the magnanimous elder statesman. Because again, LeBron is keenly aware of public perception. He is keenly aware of it. Larry and I have had many conversations about him and how he plays the game now versus how he used to be versus how he is now. He's keenly aware of demographics and all that other nonsense. And Barry, you know what I'm talking about. So he's going to be the magnanimous elder statesman. He's going to take, you notice that he made sure he was mic'd up to tell Luka, fit out, don't fit in. Okay, he made sure that was heard by everybody. So, oh, look at LeBron, and LeBron is being so magnanimous. Oh, and he let Luka be announced last. Oh my God, LeBron James is just great. Okay, so LeBron is going to bend over backwards to make this work. I think Kyrie Irving is going to be a Laker next year, by the way, but that's a whole other conversation. But what I saw last night was a team that was energized. I saw two guys who are ball dominant who went out of their way to include their teammates. If they continue that, this trade is a win now, tomorrow, next year, and for the next 10 years for the Lakers. And am I the only one who's noticed that for the entirety of the Lakers organization existence, going back to Minneapolis and getting George Mikan, they have always gotten the biggest star in LA. It's funny how that works.
Yeah, you're not the only person. I mean, that's just what the Lakers have built their franchise on. You know, you go from Mikan to Kareem to Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Showtime Lakers. You know, there was a lull there. So then what happened? They went and got Shaq. And then it just started over again. So it's like, yeah, I mean, that's been the Lakers' MO. You know, that's how they've always built their team. You know, it's Hollywood. You know, and Dr. Buzz, God rest his soul, that was his thing. It was like, we're not just basketball team, we're entertainment. Yep. You got to entertain these people too. You know, so yeah.
Well, you know, for me, I honestly thought that this was interesting to kind of see how it all played out. Obviously, I like LeBron. I can like Luka now, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, glad for that. I'm very glad I can actually root for Luka now.
You know, and I want to see this. As a Rockets fan, I couldn't stand him. But you know, I want to see this. I want to see this succeed. So watching them play yesterday was great. This is a team that won, you know, 6-7 in a row now. So they were winning before Luka got there. Austin Reeves seems to have found something.
AR-15.
AR-15 is doing some things. So,
Christ.
I mean, that's just what the announcer said on the telecast yesterday, so I ran with it. But this Lakers team is playing some amazing ball, and you know, like them, love them. You know, they're sitting in the 4th seed right now, out the play-in. So I think it was a success. On the flip side, Anthony Davis is now out indefinitely yet again. He did it, you know, his debut game versus the Rockets. Me and Larry and Coach and my man Jesse are in a group thread talking about it on Saturday. And Gafford went down yesterday.
Yeah, I was saying Gafford went down yesterday, so it's like, man.
This Dallas Mavericks team is starting to get snake bitten by injuries. Can they recover from this? I mean, I'm saying no, but I'm gonna throw it around. Coach, I'll start with you, my guy. What say you?
So again, it's a situation in Dallas where you created all of this turmoil yourself. So it's like, now again, I'll throw this in here. These losers who are sitting outside of Nico Harrison's house and threatening him, it's like you guys need to make better choices. Get in some therapy or something, because something's obviously wrong with these people who are doing this. I can understand being upset. I'm not going to Raphael Stone's house and threatening him and his family because the Rockets didn't make a trade. It's just,
I want to though.
Yeah.
Jokes.
It's just like it's not that serious. But to talk about the basketball side of things, it's just like, this is like, again, we watched the game Saturday. 3 members of this podcast, watched this, and they looked good.
They did.
They looked really good with AD on that team, and it's a shame. Okay, I'm so devastated. I'm losing sleep over this. But
man said I'm losing sleep.
I thought he was gonna start singing. It's a shame.
It's really sad what happened. But no, I mean, you don't wish injury on anybody. But I mean, look, man, that first half was a glimpse of what the Mavericks can be. And it really is a shame, honestly. Like, if I take off my hater glasses and just talk basketball, it's because you see a Mavs team in the West where it's like, again, hate to bring this back, but it's like the Rockets, who were 2, you go on a little mini losing streak, and you're down 3 or 4 slots. This can happen in a Mavericks team who is fighting in a super competitive West. This injury could just blow up anything they were thinking about, like, moving forward this season. But like I said last week, I was like, on the Lakers side of it, just to kind of backtrack a little bit, I said it last week. This was not a trade for this season. This is a trade for years down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lakers are like, hey, LeBron's not gonna be here forever. We're getting, like I said last week, the term I used, life after LeBron. The Lakers are getting ready for life after LeBron. But the Mavericks, they chose to have life after Luka. There's a difference between that. It's like the Lakers were thinking, what are we gonna do for the future? And I feel like the Mavericks are like, what can we do right now? Now. We need to try to win now.
I got a question for the two Texas people. I think that the Mavericks ownership is laying the groundwork to move the team. That's the only reason to trade Luka.
Look, he came out and said that they weren't moving the team,
which means they are.
Which means Clay Bennett said, "Oh, we're never leaving Seattle. We love Seattle. There's so much history here in Seattle." What, a year later they announced moving to OKC. So it's like, whatever. So it's like, so that is what that is. It's like, but again, as much as I hate the Mavericks, I just can't imagine them moving. Like they have a pretty solid fan base. They have history. I mean, the Mavericks have been they're not a new team. The Mavericks have been around for a long time. That'd be weird to see them leave out. I mean, they have one of the, and Larry, I know you've been there. They have one of the best arenas in basketball. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it would be a shame.
A lot of money in Dallas.
A lot of money in Dallas. But there's more money. There's newer money in Vegas.
Yes.
So I can see that. But like to get back to like the basketball side of it, like the on the court side of it, it's just like the Mavericks are sitting here. Literally, I think they're cutting off their nose to spite their face. And it's just like, I don't know. You have this guy in Luka who is a superstar, who is we give Luka a lot of grief on this show, and most of it like deservedly so. But it's like, when he's on, he is one of the best players in the NBA. And what he can do, he can take over a game. We saw it in the playoffs last year. He can really, he's such a difference maker. And because I'll say this and then I'll move on. It's like, look, Anthony Davis is a fantastic player. He's an amazing player. And again, when he's right, he is still one of the better players in the league. But it's like, you traded Luka because of his lack of defense and like Luka's getting a little pudgy, he's getting a little out of shape for a guy who has proven through his career that he continues to battle these injuries. And it was almost like it blew my mind when I saw him pull up Saturday. I was like, if you're a Mavericks fan, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
We gave up Luka for this because he's gonna be the anchor of our defense, and him and Kyrie pick and roll and stuff like that. And like I said, and we talked about this in that first half, it looked beautiful. It was beautiful gorgeous. Basketball. It was
angry because it was against the Rockets.
It was beautiful. It's like the Rockets couldn't do nothing with it, and I was like, man, this is gonna be a problem when they figure out some other things around AD and Kyrie, and then abductor injury out like he's gonna be out for like what 2 months.
It said indefinitely. He won't be back until playoffs.
So if you're the Mavericks, you got to be like, all right, that was fun. Grand opening, grand closing.
Right.
Like cue the Price is Right music, right?
Which is weird because according to what Chandler said, Kyrie may be on the move, so he's gonna be around AD.
And the Mavericks might be on the move too, right?
Yeah, I don't think the Mavericks on.
I don't know. They go anywhere.
I know one thing though, Coach. They better put a casino in Dallas.
Well, they need to legalize gambling in Texas, period. But our handy-capable governor won't let that happen. Hot Wheels won't let that happen. So
man, it's too much.
But that's the reason why the Mavericks ownership is trying to flex. They want that casino. They want the new arena. They want it adjacent to the casino and get that money.
Because they watch billions. They watch
you're not wrong. But
Oklahoma and Louisiana. They watch these billions literally pass right through Dallas and drive right to Oklahoma.
Right to Oklahoma, and they got like 3 casinos in Oklahoma.
Yeah, they ride.
Yeah, and I've been kicked out of one. Yes, that'll be a story. That'll be a story for a different day.
Mm-hmm. Not Coach saying ain't so. Coach saying ain't.
My man, car accountant. He car accountant now.
Look, man. Look,
there may or may not. I
don't know what the terms of. I don't know what like the whatever. I don't know. What the statute of limitations are, but it's like the Muskogee, in Muskogee, Oklahoma, the Muskogee talking stick, whatever that shit is called. Yeah, like your boy can't go in there. Like I got escorted out by the nice men in suits. So it's like but whatever.
I need the details in the private chat. Please.
yeah.
Keeping it moving.
I never got kicked out.
Let me jump in real quick.
Larry, talk to me, man.
Dude, so you know what? It was the first thing I noticed about the first game with Luka is LeBron has to learn how to play off the ball, which he's never done. He's gonna have to do that. But also watching it, I'm gonna put it like this, and Chandler's the historian. They are gonna get kicked out of the playoffs. When the ball slows down, you need bigs. You need bigs if they can rebound, play defense. All this, run and gun is fine during the regular season, but you have to have some bigs who can rebound, play defense. The game is going to slow down in the playoffs, and I think that's what's going to be their downfall, right? But the other thing I took out of that game was the Mark Williams trade. I think that the Lakers got buyer's remorse because it's clearly evident that Luka was still hurt. He was still hurt playing in the game. That's why he was on a minutes restriction. You could tell even when he was playing, he was still hurt. And for y'all to put this out, I can tell you how more egregious this was to me. The first report made it seem like the Hornets had did something wrong. The Hornets did this and they rescinded the trade. Then as more and more details start coming out, it wasn't about the back. It wasn't about that he wasn't ready to play now. Oh, we don't see him as the next 5 to 10 year center. So now it's all this. Miss me on that. Players get traded all the time when they hurt. Players get traded all the time with pre-existing injuries that they know they're gonna have to manage them through. But if you really wanted the player, you would have did it. I just think that they thought about it for a minute after it settled in. We literally just traded the steal of the draft and an unprotected first round pick. And remember what I said. If that extension is on Luka's table past September, you're gonna need that unprotected first round pick. You're gonna need it. And I think that at that point they said, you know what, we may have did a little snafu over here, so we'll bring it back. And then of course, I don't want to see the Mavericks do nothing good, but I love good basketball. And that first half, like, dude, it looked amazing, bro, with AD. I feel like they made the smart move to get AD in there. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna just say this. We know how the West is, right? And right now, I think the Mavericks, they were in like the 8th spot or whatever. All they need to do is make it to the play-in.
Yeah, so I mean, they're in the play-in as we speak.
Dude, if they get, I hate to say it, but if they get to that play-in and AD's just coming back right before the playoffs, that's gonna be scary, bro. That's gonna be real scary.
Is he gonna be ready though, Larry?
The 4 teams in the play-in right now are Minnesota, Dallas, Sacramento, and Golden State. Those games are must TV.
And two of those teams in the play-in traded their best players in stupid trades. Timberwolves did not have to trade Karl Anthony Towns. The Mavericks did not have to trade Luka Doncic. Look how this worked out.
Chandler, we want to thank the Timberwolves for that.
Absolutely. It was a dumb trade. Let's be honest.
For them, not for us. Hallelujah.
No, wait. Remember me and you was talking, Unc. Remember I told you about the Chris Paul? I literally got into a heated argument with somebody saying Chris Paul will never get traded from the Pelicans. What happened to Chris Paul? And so, like, when it comes to Luka, I get it. You know, people are upset because he got traded, but stars get traded all the time. People act like stars should never get traded, and I get it.
You don't make bad trades with your stars. That's the thing. You don't make bad trades. That's a bad trade because you got back pre-existing damaged goods that you know are going to be future damaged goods.
But they also got unprotected, and you know how hard it is to get an unprotected right now. It's real hard to get an unprotected pick from a team, and I don't think that it was a. I'm put like this, and this is where I'm gonna go with all of my basketball guys, right? I get the injuries. Luka's had injuries. AD's had injuries, but I feel like it was a slap in the face to AD to say that they traded Luka Doncic. They traded Luka Doncic. When healthy, AD is I'm gonna say top 8, 9 players in the league.
And Luka's a top 3.
And when has Anthony Davis carried a team? When has Anthony Davis carried a team anywhere?
The Lakers don't win that championship without him up
to the hospital.
No, I get they don't win it without him. Yeah, but had LeBron not been there, they're not even there with him. But
Kyrie was cooking last year too. While everybody giving Luka all that credit, Kyrie was cooking.
No, okay. Let me ask this question. When has Kyrie ever took anybody anywhere by himself?
I mean, Anthony Davis,
nobody takes anybody anywhere by themselves in the NBA. Yeah. You need a Batman and Robin.
Bro, we watched LeBron James take Boobie Gibson to the doggone finals. Come on, son.
No, but see, here's the deal. Here's the deal. We've been waiting for AD to be that guy so that LeBron can back off and not have to be that ball dominant.
And that's not who AD is. That's not who he is.
Exactly. And he's been waiting for years for that to happen. He's either hurt or he just isn't assertive. We had playoff games. We talked about it where he would have a 40-20 game and then the next night had 10 points. Like you can't do that and be the number one. So now LeBron, as much as I hate it, now he has a guy on his team that he doesn't have to be the guy. He doesn't have
but that's why it's a bad trade for Dallas. That's why it's a bad trade for Dallas because you traded away a guy like Luka who could basically drag you into the finals. Yes, you might lose, but he can drag. And once you get there, it's a crapshoot. You understand what I'm saying? For a guy who, on a given day, you don't know what the hell you're gonna get from him.
Why do people give him credit saying he dragged them to him when Kyrie was busting ass?
No,
he didn't do it by himself.
I hear you. No, you're not wrong. I mean, you needed Kyrie to be that guy because Luka couldn't do it by himself. Kyrie balled out, and he came up short in the finals. Let's
I'm gonna go even further with y'all. The Bucks are literally getting offers for Giannis.
Yes.
Giannis.
What's your point?
What's your point?
Don't be surprised if Giannis get traded. Stars get traded all the time.
Then we'll have this conversation, but we're not going to sit here and act like that. Luka Doncic carrying the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals the same as Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis was always the Robin to LeBron's Batman.
No, but I'm saying even though Kyrie
acting like he was a squirrel. even though Kyrie was busting ass last year, he was playing Robin to Luka's Batman.
I'm just saying is that people trade. Wait. And trading Batman for Robin is still trading Batman for Robin versus some unknown character you don't know his name.
But now you got two Robins instead of a Batman.
But you rather have two
There you go.
Robins than
There you
some
go.
unknown
No,
character.
No.
People act like AD was a scrub.
Bro, Robin got killed by the Joker. I don't want the dude that gets killed.
Dude,
no, that's the second Rob. That's Jason Todd. We're
like,
not talking about Dick Grayson now. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
but people acting like
Dick Grayson went to doggone Bloodhaven and changed his name to Nightwing.
Oh,
I
God,
love Nightwing.
We way off the rails now. We way off the rails.
I love his comics, though. Bro. I got a couple of them. I got Nightwing 1. I got Nightwing 1. But no, here's the deal. You're right. There's two Robins.
There's two Robins in Dallas.
And the problem is the one Robin that you have is not reliable all the time from a physical standpoint. He's always hurt. And the other one, you just don't know. If you don't pay him, he might not be that guy. He might go off the rails. So that's a big problem.
I'll even go there. We need a Robin on the Rockets, bro. I'll take a Robin right now. Because right now, we ain't got Batman or Robin.
Who's Batman?
We ain't got Batman or Robin.
Yeah, exactly. Who's Batman?
Your Batman?
I thought Van Fleet was your Robin.
Oh my God!
If you didn't have him, you would have beat Knicks. If you didn't have him, you would have beat Knicks, right, Chandler?
He is two-faced.
Right?
He's Harvey Dent.
He's Harvey Dent.
It's like, yeah, that's what he is.
But we didn't have Van Fleet. We didn't have.
Wait a minute, though. Hold on. The Rockets. If you look at the nucleus, I think Green is going to be a star and a number one player. I think Şengün is going to be a 1B. All right. I think they just need to grow some more, man.
They're not there yet. They're not there yet.
But that's okay.
But they're not there yet.
I agree with it's okay because I don't want you to make a trade, bring somebody in, and wreck the whole chemistry of this team that's growing under a damn good coach.
But they need the adults to teach them how to grow, bro. And you know what? I'm gonna go even further. Why I'm gonna tell y'all that. Sometimes you need that glue guy, that person that put them together. Look at what the goddamn Suns are doing. They got two Batmans over there and can't get out of the goddamn play-in.
But Larry, but do you really think that De'Aaron Fox would be that glue guy, that guy that would teach him how to? That dude don't play the defense.
Yes, I do like De'Aaron Fox. I would love to see De'Aaron Fox there, but honestly, since I'm old enough to remember when they were the San Diego Rockets, okay, I'm old enough to remember when Rudy Tomjanovich played for that team that he wound up coaching. Okay, Calvin Murphy, who I've always loved, and I don't think ever gets mentioned enough in the annals of NBA history. Okay, I would like to see this team be good for the next 10 years, not the next 2.
But they it's too much immatureness on that team. They need to grow up. They
let them grow and let's not.
I mean, and then you bring in Fred, who's supposed to be like the vet, the guy who like steadies the ship, and he's the one of the worst offenders of the stupid shit that the Rockets do down the stretch. You know what I'm saying?
Cool parent. He's the cool parent.
He's the cool dad. Yeah, he's cool dad. Yeah, like you guys can have you guys can. I don't care. You guys smoke as long as you do it in my house. I don't care. You guys, whatever like that. You guys need a ride to the movies or what? He's the cool dad.
But that's why I said to Larry that I think Draymond Green is the perfect piece for y'all.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
He's not even a good piece for the Warriors right now. So I mean,
I thought I was being punked a minute ago.
I'm dead serious. He's a veteran. He's not gonna take no nonsense. Now he might start a bunch of nonsense. He ain't gonna take none.
Yeah, he knows how to win. Yeah,
but they need somebody who's still productive too. You can't.
You have enough production. You need an adult. Draymond, if nothing else, is a damn adult.
I don't know about that.
We got what's got on the team, and he ain't been able. His words go in one end after the other. Green.
These knuckleheads won't listen to Jeff Green. They ain't listening to nobody. They ain't listening to nobody.
But Jeff Green is that uncle who comes around twice a year, and all he does is give you money, and so you can go buy him beer, and then lets you keep the change. You need an adult that's there 24/7.
But that's what I'm saying. They need somebody who can still get on the court and show them like, hey, y'all young bucks, I can still bust ass too, but y'all gotta listen to me.
Okay,
they need one
go
of them
get Udonis Haslam out of the doggone TNT studio. He come in there and punch everybody in the face.
And no, they don't need one like that. They don't need somebody like that, bro. I'm telling you, like
You don't.
All right, gentlemen.
They don't need that, bro.
They just need to get Van Fleet back.
That's enough. Okay, Barry.
Especially
you know what?
Say Drake. I hear you like him young.
Like,
why you went there, bro? Let's go into that. Hey, look, that first game, I liked what I saw out of Jimmy and Clay.
Yeah.
Jimmy and Clay, Jimmy and Steph.
And Steph.
Give me Steph.
And Steph.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy, it's amazing when $111 million
to motivate you. Yeah, it motivates you.
Motivated like T.I., right, Coach?
Yeah, I know, right? Like motivation.
Yeah, but this is also the time that Jimmy Butler starts putting it together. Anyway, the last 30 games of the season is when Jimmy Butler really starts playing hard. We all know this. So you're getting the best version of Jimmy because it's close to the end of the season. Playoffs are coming.
Yeah, playoff Jimmy's loading. Yeah, playoff Jimmy.
Yeah, and he had an extended vacation for a while, right? He had a couple.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they so deep, they can limit his minutes and be like, "Hey, Jimmy, you ready for June? Yeah, let's go." Like
that's.
I kind of think that's what they're doing with him. I mean, you're not expecting him to come in, and just pick it up and run. I mean, this Golden State offense is a whole different ball game and a whole different animal. But the thing is that I love about it is the fact that you lose a little bit of offensive scoring, but you gain toughness, defense, and IQ. Like Draymond and Jimmy is going to strap the hell up, and especially out in the Western Conference when you got Dallas, you got Houston, and you got Minnesota, and you got the Lakers and OKC, who you're going to have to see. You're going to have to strap some cats up.
Yep.
And the thing is, people are really, really quick right now to label OKC the favorite coming out of the West. And again, they have the best record in the league. And again, I tip my cap to them. But come playoff, this playoff demon is a whole different animal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying the Golden State's going to come out of the West, but when you add somebody with the defensive resume to a squad with a Draymond Green, who, again, he can play five, he can strap up 5 through 1. And again, he's going to get teed up in the process, but he's going to strap up 5 through 1. And you have somebody like a Steph Curry who is starting to get his playoff legs with him and starting to do some things. And you have this rotation, and then you get yourself another big man, a stretch 5, who can step out there and hit a jump shot. And this Golden State team is going to be a problem.
Hey, can we for 1 second? Can we stop? Andrew Wiggins. This man's father was dying.
Yeah.
Okay. That affects people differently.
It does.
And all of the slander that he's getting, he's not into it. You know what? You go through that and then tell me that you're still going to be able to compartmentalize. Some can, some can't. I'm not going to criticize Andrew Wiggins for his play, okay, because of what he's been dealing with the past few years. All right? That's hard. That's hard.
So I will say this. I will say this.
Hang on. Because, listen, I will 1,000% echo what you said, because I'm 2 years in and it doesn't feel real. Like, you know what I mean? Like 2 years removed from it'll be 2 years this month and since my father died, and it doesn't feel real. And it doesn't, and I still think about it every second of every day. You know what I mean? So Chandler is 1,000% correct. I just wanted to make sure I said that.
No, man, I feel you. I mean, I prayers up to those that are going through that. But I will say this: before he got traded, Andrew Wiggins kind of started to look a little bit like himself. He was scoring the ball well. He was attacking. A couple of those games that Golden State won down the stretch, Andrew Wiggins was a contributing factor because Steph was struggling to get a shot off and everything. So, I'm curious to see how he looks in Miami. This picture isn't photoshopped.
I mean things didn't start out well. in Miami.
They didn't. You know, I mean, you got to think of it like this: like you spend a good portion of your time in one state on one end of the country, you go to the other end of the country.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't have
no state income tax, though. I know that.
Well, I mean, his bank account's gonna be nice, but you got to think about it like this: like you're playing with one of the best scorers to ever do it, and you go to Miami, and with all what they've been through, you have a Wish.com Steph Curry and Tyler Hero.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I gotta be honest. Like Steph Curry had a lot of the offensive load, and he's not that kind of scorer. He really isn't. Like he's a guy that can shoot, but he's not a scorer. He's a 24-point a game career scorer. He's not like a guy that's going to give you 30, 40, 50 every night, right? They needed a dog like Jimmy Buckets, and now they got that guy that can, help with the offensive load and take that off of Curry's plate. So it's a perfect fit for him, to me.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it works with Wiggins, but like Curry was drowning because they got off to a really good start, right, guys? Like they were,
they did.
And once the load got handed over to Curry,
well, injuries take a toll on that. I mean, Draymond missed some time, and then you got a bunch of young cats who can't get it done, and then Steph got hurt, and so that's how they bottom to where they're at. Like, so
I mean, they got that, and then with the kid from Santa Clara has been playing fantastic.
The lucky guy.
Yeah. So you got that, and then I mean, it's funny because like with the whole Wiggins thing, it's like Wiggins literally probably should have been Finals MVP when they won the championship recently. And I know he got like, and this the thanks I get, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. It's like, it's like I was going through a tough time. They try to be like, oh well, like his wife, and it's like, okay, my fucking dad is fucking dying, you assholes. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's why maybe it don't seem like I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? Much to what like Chandler was saying. It's like, so maybe Wiggins needed a change of scenery. So it's like, and then again, it's like going from San Francisco to Miami. Boy, like again, like that's Miami being your change of scenery is pretty nice.
I mean, you leave Cali to Miami. I mean,
it's like, I mean, it ain't, and this,
a lot of talent in Miami.
San Francisco is a little bit different than, well, not even a little bit. Chandler, like San Francisco is nice. It's not LA.
No.
Damn sure in Miami, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, like it's in Pittsburgh.
Shut up.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. As somebody who lives here and Sirius is from here, I'm gonna tell you something. In the summertime when the snow and stuff like that, it ain't too many cities better than this place, Larry. You can come, and I'm not saying it because I live here, but it's like that's the secret. It's like when the snow melts, it's not a bad place to live.
Pull up, boy. Pull up.
Yeah, it ain't Miami, but like that.
It definitely ain't Miami. I'll give you that much. It ain't Miami.
Of course, ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing like Miami. It's like that's another place where it's like I got a story about Miami. We'll tell off air. We're gonna put that behind the paywall. We're gonna have to put coaches' stories behind the paywall or something like that.
The executive
Right.
Yeah, out the office. Out the office with Coach. Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm gonna say, dude? I want to talk about that, dude. So I get it, with Andrew Wiggins and his dad and all that stuff. But I actually, because I can catch their games because y'all be asleep, and I catch a lot of those games. The Warriors, if you caught their games early, Jonathan Kuminga started the season off hot. That dude was hotter than right?
He about to come back soon.
And if you notice, when Wiggins came back, it just didn't mesh. And if you're the Warriors, I don't think it was personally against Wiggins. It's just you had to make a choice between Kuminga or Wiggins, and they chose to ship out Wiggins and keep. Yeah,
no, the trade was fine. It's all these talking heads that's criticizing Wiggins. That's the issue. I think the team made sense.
Yeah, I think the team they had to make a choice between the two. Because it wasn't fit. It seemed like they was trying to give Wiggins minutes, but would give Kuminga minutes, but they couldn't play them both together, and it just wasn't working.
I will say this though,
because they should have played really well together. Those two, their skill complemented.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
It does
wasn't working. and they had to come off one of the two. So of course you keep Kuminga and you trade out Wiggins.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to find a Kuminga, right? Like you're not.
Dude, Kuminga is like
had one that they didn't develop. His name was James Wiseman.
Dude, Kuminga is like what's it called? Kuminga is like white Austin Reeves, black Austin Reeves over there. They will not get rid of him. Hey, look, they not coming off him out of Golden State for nothing. And like I said, I just feel like they made a choice. And then they just, it is what it is. But I like the Jimmy Buckets trade, man. I think that they so deep because they didn't give up hardly nothing to get him. They can keep him fresh. They can keep him fresh. They can actually give him some nights off. They can limit his minutes, keep him fresh because he is getting a little up. Or even they can say, "Hey, look, Jimmy, you gonna get some minutes today? Hey, Steph, you rest tonight." I think that that team is gonna be a little sneaky too. And I get what you were saying, Barry, but that offense is not an offense for a 30-point player. Now, you Steph have his games where he break out and he's going to go nuclear, but that offense is actually set up where you're not going to have like a high assist guy because the ball gets moved so much. It's who's ever open scores, and it's not really catered to have that one dominant scorer on that team. It's not really catered to have that one huge assist guy on that team, which is what Jimmy needs at this point. He don't need to be that guy who is giving a team 40 points or coming in and getting a triple double. He just needs to be Jimmy on that team, and I think that's gonna be a good thing to look at if they can stay healthy.
Yeah, I like the Milwaukee trade too, though. Milwaukee, that was a pretty decent trade they made. Go ahead,
I liked it. I definitely like those moves that they made. But right now I don't even think they in the play-in right now. But I got a bad feeling those Spurs gonna sneak in it. I got a bad feeling,
bro.
Because like I said, man.
It wouldn't shock me one bit. I mean, again, we sat here as Rockets fans and said that's the squad that I did not want to get De'Aaron Fox. They got a seasoned veteran in Chris Paul, and you got the unicorn enigma that is
Still got Castle, still got Sohan,
and they still got Castle. That's
why
you said it too. You said it on like keeping the fact that the Castle, they demanded Castle in any trade and didn't get him is beyond me. That just makes no sense.
Sacramento's run by clowns. We all know that.
Dude, let me just tell
I
you
talked about that last week. They're money laundering. The Sacramento Kings are a money laundering front. I'm telling you.
Dude, let me tell you how stupid that trade was to me. Now, of course, us Rockets fans, we were forced to see the Spurs.
Wait, hold on. Not us, you Rocket. Don't put me in that shit.
I'm talking about me, Aaron,
and us as a whole. Not everybody on the show.
I mean us, not you guys.
Name names and put name tags on it. Don't put me in that shit.
I'm Rocket fan adjacent.
Not you. I'm saying that we were literally held hostage to watch some of these Spurs games, and to say that they got De'Aaron Fox and they didn't even have to give up Vassell. Dude, Vassell can easily score 20 points a game. When the Spurs sucked, that dude can actually play. He can actually score. And for the Kings to not even get him,
I'm so angry. I'm so angry, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm so angry about it.
Dude, like I say, he that team has gotten so good. That dude don't even get 8 shots a game anymore. That's how good that team is.
Think about that. Deep.
Can we talk about something else? Because I'm getting really upset talking about this.
Well, I'm gonna talk about this and then we'll get out of here, man. Baseball is right around the corner.
Yes, pitching and catches reported, baby.
Something else I'm upset about. Let's talk about.
I'm about to get pissed. I'm about to go
Clayton Kershaw's coming back though.
Kershaw maybe coming back.
Thank God for the Dodgers. it was like, it was one of the things where it's like, man, I don't know what the Dodgers are gonna do, man. They need one more piece, fucking idiots.
Yeah, okay.
But I did
like,
want to,
take this 10 mil. Take 10
I can't
million
want to
from
give
me,
you guys
please.
an opportunity to check the temperature on what's going on around the diamond. Your boy Bregman is still unsigned. Got about
Good,
Unbelievable.
good,
Unbelievable.
good,
I was
good,
so
good,
serious.
good,
You
good,
had to say that
good,
shit.
good.
So I wanted to
Couldn't
give
happen
you
to a
guys
better guy. Good on him.
I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to talk about it before we really dive into baseball. There's 3 teams that are looking at bringing in your boy Bergman. You
I
got
need
the
to find a paper
Cubs.
bag, man. I need something to breathe into.
So wait, what are
Yeah,
the
that's what
3
I'm saying,
teams?
man. It's like it's
Serious.
so
What are
much.
the 3 teams?
The Cubs.
It's
The Tigers still in
the
it.
Tigers, and
Tigers.
looks like Arizona.
Hmm.
I'm looking at it
Why?
now.
Why would he go to Arizona? That team is run poorly. I'm sorry.
Money.
But
That's what he
they
want. That's what he
win.
wants.
They win
CK.
games, They win games.
Yeah, but
They win games. Mm-hmm.
Can I
they
can,
win some games. But
can I just go ahead and get my Bregman ran out now? Steve, you want to go first, or you want me to go?
No,
No,
you
Hold
go.
on,
You
hold
go.
Bregman needs to go to
I
the
want to get the
Tigers.
teams right. I want to get the teams right before you guys go. It's the Cubs, Red Sox, and Tigers.
Yeah, I
Cubs,
knew it
Red
was the
Sox.
Tigers because of AJ Hinch. Yeah, so I knew the Tigers
I
were going
think
to
he
stay
needs
in
to
it.
go to
Yeah.
the Tigers. That's the best
All right.
fit. For him.
You know what, Larry, Steve, flip a coin. I got
yeah,
I'm
guys,
sitting there
go
scratching
ahead.
my head.
It don't
No,
even matter,
I'm gonna let Larry go because I'm already
dude.
pissed.
So this is the part that pissed me off. Literally, everybody's fucking signed already. I'm going there. Excuse me, Mama Jordan. Excuse me, Mama Simba. My mama know I cuss, so my mama don't give a
Exactly. My
shit.
mama know I cuss, so like
Yeah,
whatever.
my
She
mama,
taught me everything I
don't
know.
give a
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
I know my mama watching.
Yeah.
Look, everybody signed. Even fucking Pete Alonso signed. Dude, this is the part that pisses me off the most about this stupid shit with Bregman. Not only did Altuve, who's went to bat for you to come back to the team, who literally said, I will move to the outfield so you can come back. The Astros actually upped the offer to him, and this motherfucker still won't sign it. Like, dude, you are literally sitting over here because you adamant about $30 million. Dude, the money you get is tax-free here. You stuck on the stupid ass number. Meanwhile, you're gonna sit back and watch what's gonna happen. He's gonna sign with some team that ain't even gonna give him the 30 million because everybody else that moved on without you. You are literally the last big free agent still sitting out there. Like, I hate to say it, I'm almost getting to the point. I don't even want this motherfucker to come back on retirement day. I don't even want us to give him a minor league contract and say you can come back and just to retire with the team. Like I'm to the point now. They should just go to like all. Steve knows this. They should go to all the homeless bums around Minute Maid Stadium or Duquesne Stadium. How you say it?
They can park
They can
now.
Stadium Park. They can park and just say, "Hey, look, you need a couch cushion. You need something to keep you warm. Here's all these Alex Bregman jerseys, and we'll just dump them on them." Because at this point, I'm like, I'll keep saying it. Are you stupid or are you dumb? Like, are you stupid or are you dumb? Because at this point, I don't know if Boris or the NF or the MLBPA got pictures of him doing something to where he's literally adamant about this dumbass number that basically the Astros have already offered you. They've been over backwards for you. Like, we've been through all these seasons that they kept giving him ABs, wouldn't send him down, while he's struggling throughout the season, and then now you pull this shit on us. Like, I'm to the point where I don't even want this dude to come back. Like,
Nope.
pack your shit and get the hell out of Houston. Like, that's where I'm at with this right now. Like,
well, it seems like he doesn't want to come back. So there you go.
no,
Well, I mean,
stuck on the number.
the Astros wasn't one of the 3 teams that I named that was in the sweepstakes, but I kind of have a feeling, again, based off of what I'm hearing, he's gonna end up back in Houston.
Dude.
No, you know where he's gonna go? You want to know where he's gonna go? He's gonna wind up in Boston, and he's going to hate it because number one, there's no fit for him in Boston. Okay, but he wants to go play for Alex Cora. There's no fit. I'm gonna say this again. There's no fit in Boston because you can't move Devers off at third. Okay, because you can't put him in first base because you got the young stud first baseman. Where the hell are you gonna put him? Okay. You can't put him in second because you already got the young stud that you got in second. So there's no fit in Boston, but he's gonna wind up in Boston, okay? And he's gonna hate it. And by midseason, he's gonna want out of it. If he goes to the Cubs, they're gonna trade him at the trade deadline anyway, because that's what the Cubs do. They sign players for big money, and then they trade them because they don't want to pay them. This is the part about it I don't understand. Unless he's waiting for the Cardinals to trade Arenado, unless he's waiting for that, him still being unsigned doesn't make sense. Because the teams that he's talking to,
Jordan Montgomery shit from last year. He's doing the same stupid shit.
I understand
that. Blake Snell is like, look. I mean, it is what it is. I guess.
But I hate to say it like this. I get like Blake Snell, you've been moved around. Jordan Montgomery, you've been moved around. For him to do this shit to your home team, your team that you came up with. And like I said, Steve, remember we both was on here and we said that initial offer was respectable, especially when you consider it's no tax here. That was a real respectable offer. Then they went back and they upped the offer, and you still not signed? Come on, man.
But you got to look at the Pete Alonso thing. The reason Alonso went back to the Mets is because the owner came and sat down with him, and they cleared the air because Alonso didn't like the fact that the GM was out there running his mouth about him. And hold on, in the thing. Now, y'all GM, and Larry, we talked about y'all GM said some real greasy stuff at the beginning of all of this. He said some greasy stuff.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah.
So at this point, maybe it's gotten personal. And maybe the smart thing to do would be for Jim Crane to sit down with Alex Bregman and say, listen, I know that clown said some things. He's a clown. All right? You talking to me now. Let's clear the air and let's get this resolved. That's why Pete Alonso's a Met. That's why he's a Met.
That's why Aaron Judge is a Yankee. Because,
Crane's not going to do that because Crane does not want to pay Alex Bregman that money. And Crane is using Dana Brown in the public, and they like Larry knows they had like the Astros preseason lunch another day, and like I think Dana Brown might have said the word Paredes 37,000 times.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He's our third baseman now. Okay, that is what it is. I'm going to like speak now, and I'm going to make this quick because it's getting late. Because I really don't have a whole lot to say. Alex Bregman, he was our guy until he wasn't. You know, the slumps, the strikeouts, and everything like that. We backed him, and it's like we bought his fucking bullshit salsa. We did all that, everything. You know what I'm saying? But it just things just ended
watch
so
dumbass
poorly.
HEB commercials.
Watch them. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's sad that it's come to this because you just felt like him and Altuve were going to be the Astros for life, guys. And,
I thought so, yeah.
You know, and it's actually sad for me. Like I'm very upset too, but it's like Dana Brown said it as much as like he's like, oh well, yeah, it's like it's looking like we're gonna have a new third baseman. And again, I've said this before and I say it again. I love Alex Bregman. I hate that it ended like this, but it's like I feel like he is letting Boris put him in this position. And Scott Boris isn't the big bad wolf anymore. Like you would hear the name Scott Boris and baseball GMs would shiver. And now these baseball GMs ain't scared of you no more, Scott. You can't flex your muscles like you used to. It's like the game's different. You know, it's just you can't just he was the most powerful guy in baseball, hell, sports at one time, and now it's like, look, Scott, like you can't do this anymore. You know, and I think Bregman should look at the Boris guys who waited into spring training last year. But it's like Boris ain't that guy anymore to like, hey, Boris gets all the guys paid and the top money and stuff like that. Like that's old and antiquated way of thinking. And I don't see why people still are jumping on the Boris train. It's like the quote unquote game has passed him by, and Bregman is losing money by the second and losing favor. And again, like I'll say this, and then like I'll put a bow on this thing. Alex Bregman is a guy who needs to look himself in the mirror and realize, like, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, I'm overvaluing myself. Maybe just maybe I need, like you say, like maybe he needs to go and try to talk this out. But Pete Alonso, I feel like never wanted to leave New
He
York.
did.
I
He
don't
did.
think he ever really wanted to leave. He didn't want to leave. Alex
No.
Bregman has been planning his departure from Houston for 6 months, at
Hey,
least.
Steve, you know what?
Okay.
You know I'm gonna go with this, Steve. You and y'all probably will agree with me. This is how bad Bregman is gonna be in Houston. You ever had a friend and them two friends fall out and they don't want you to be friends with the other friend anymore?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Steve, you gonna probably co-sign on me on this. Altuve is loved in Houston. When I say people love him more than any other Astro ever,
No,
and
yeah,
for the
yeah.
fact Altuve came out last year when they was even doing the contract negotiations and they couldn't come to agreement. Altuve said, "Hey, I'll take less money and we can get Bregman back. Hey, what can we do? I want Bregman back. Hey, I want Bregman back again this year." He said, "I'll even move to the outfield. I just want Bregman back." Because people love Altuve so much, they're gonna turn on Bregman. I'm
Yeah.
telling
Yeah,
you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's already happened, and the thing is here, and then I'll shut up and let everybody move on and stuff like that, because we got savages in the box we got to get to. But what's happening with this is, and I know my friends who root for other teams and stuff like that. You have the Sacramento A's, the Angels are the Angels. Like I
Yeah.
said, you got the Sacramento A's. The Angels are gonna angel.
Yep.
The Rangers, you don't know what kind of team they're gonna have, because it's just like, if they can stay healthy, then who knows, they might bounce back. And then you have the Mariners, who just, for the life of me, I can't
Can't
believe
get
we talk
right.
about
Can't
we
get
talk
right.
about we talk about teams that didn't do. And it's like, for the life of me, you have this superstar, you have this baseball machine in Julio Rodriguez, and it's just, and you're not doing all it takes to build around him. I just don't understand what's going on out there.
Remember,
So
Steve,
it's
that
just
was the
like,
whole argument about King Felix.
so
They
so
never
so
built
with
around King Felix. Never.
so with so with all of that going on, with all of this, it's like the Astros probably still the class of the AOS.
Probably.
I mean, they're gonna
Probably.
win it. I mean, they're gonna win it. I mean, they're gonna start out slow, like they did last year, and I'm gonna have to talk you
Yep.
guys off a ledge. And then when it's all said and done, they'll be in the thick of things, man.
Yeah. Because the Mariners can't get right. Jerry Dipoto is a clown as a GM. I don't know what the hell the ownership group is doing there in Seattle. Yeah, but that's why I don't understand. It's crazy how this is ending with Bregman and the three teams that he's actually talking to. Again, even if he goes to Detroit, bro, there's no position for you. There's no position. They moved Colt Keith off of second base for that bum Gleyber Torres. Do you really want to go to the Tigers?
He's going to
Really?
get a 1-year deal and try to go get a bite at the apple next year. And you guys are absolutely right, Coach. You hit it on the head, and I'll leave it at this. Boris, the last 3, maybe 4 years, has messed up a lot of money for a lot of people.
No, that they've messed up money themselves. They've messed up their own money because the agent works for you. You don't work for Scott Boras. Scott Boras works for you.
Yeah, that's the point. Scott Boras has messed up a lot of dudes' money, and
exactly
going to
because they let him. Because they let him.
Who was the pitcher last year that had to take a crappy deal because
Montgomery
was one, and then it was the other dude.
And Snell.
Snell had to take a shitty deal.
Yeah. Montgomery had an offer from the Yankees for more money than he wound up signing for, but because he was mad that he got traded, he didn't take it. See, again, immature, petulant children.
Yeah,
because Bryce Harper got his money. Bryce Harper told Scott Boras, he said, "This is where I'm going. So you make it happen." And he went to Philly.
Yeah, because Boras was like, "You sure you don't want to go to Chicago?" He was like, "No, Philly." He's like, "You sure you don't want to go to New York? Philly. You sure you don't want to go to Boston? Philly." Make it happen. And I feel like that's something that like Bregman and these guys need to do, because it's like Scott Boras he's gotten by on the fact that he's Scott Boras, and it's like when is the last time that Boras has truly orchestrated and worked like a big time deal? It's been a while.
A-Rod.
No, actually, Soto deal, but we already knew Soto was getting that money. So did he really?
I could have orchestrated. I could have orchestrated the Soto deal.
Exactly.
So it's like,
exactly.
Are we sure Bregman wants out of Houston?
Yes.
He has to, because he could have signed already, bro, multiple times.
But let me ask you this question.
He wants 7 years, and Crane, who is a cheapskate, and Larry noticed Crane's a goddamn cheapskate. So it's like he's like 6 years. This is it. This is what it is, and this is off.
No one's going to give him 7 years.
Yeah, how old is he? 31, 32?
Exactly. The Rockies will give it to him.
That's my question, though. Like, if the amount of years is the only thing that's stopping him from signing in Houston, if they get the years right, wouldn't he sign in Houston as opposed to going to Chicago?
But he want to get that average per year up too. He want to get that 30 million average per year. That's what I'm saying. And it's stupid. It's stupid because the 26 that they're giving you is basically giving you the 30. If you go anywhere else, you're probably not going to get that. They basically are giving him what he wants, but because Scott Boras says no, you have to have 30, which he's probably going to end up signing somewhere for 1 year for 30.
Or not even 1 year for 30. He's going to end up signing a 1 and 1. He's going to end up signing like a 2-year deal with like a option or whatever like that, or something like that. He's going to sign a 1 and 1 somewhere like Miami or something like that.
It's going to be a 2-year, $25 million deal with a 1-year opt out. How much you want?
Unless he goes to the Cardinals. Unless he goes to St. Louis, which means that, and I know the Cardinals are efforting to get off Arenado. That's the only place he could get 30. It's St. Louis. St. Louis will give him 30 because Mozeliak is a moron.
Well, I mean, the Cardinals is definitely a money play, because it's like, why would anybody want to go to the Cardinals right now? It's like
if he go to the Cardinals after the Astros, he better not even step his foot in Texas ever again.
I don't care about all that. It's just
that's the only place he's getting paid. It's St. Louis.
I don't think. What's there talk about the Cardinals and this and the third? I just don't have like when spring ball starts.
Next week
when the Grapefruit League and all that. Something tells me he'll be in Houston.
He's the last.
He might be in Houston in his house that he lives in. It's like the Astros will be in West Palm Beach. Yes, you're right. He will be in Houston. The Astros will be in West Palm.
Because there's no spot for him in Houston now. There's no place for him in Houston now. They have all their potential roster spots are full.
No, it is a spot for him. Altuve made a spot for him. That's what I'm saying. People are gonna hate him because Altuve is bent over backwards for Bregman.
Yeah, but you really don't want to move Altuve to the outfield. I mean, come on.
Altuve has already said he will do it.
I'm not saying that he won't do it. I'm not saying he won't do it. I'm saying you don't want
to do it. You don't want that to happen.
I don't want Altuve.
Yeah, we don't want it, but
you know what I'm saying?
He really will do it for him. If that's like if your friend came to you and said, "Hey, bro, I'll do whatever it takes to get you to come work at this job with me, and I'll do whatever I got to do," and you tell him, "No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go somewhere else," and he did bent over backwards for you, dude. Altuve has literally, like I said, Altuve, he actually took a team-friendly deal because he said, I'll take a smaller deal, huh?
And first base isn't an option.
No.
Got Christian Walker.
No. They
first base is an option.
Even Dana said it. If Bregman came back, they would put him back at third. They would move Paredes to second and put Altuve to left. They've already said it that they will work it out for him.
But that's going to hurt the team. Is my point. That's going to hurt the team. I mean, I don't really love the Astros, but that's going to hurt the team.
I get it.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that move. I'd rather Bregman just stay his ass wherever the fuck he at. You know what I'm saying? And then mess it up. You know.
But they said they would do it.
Honestly, we're gonna be here in 3 weeks, and Bregman's gonna be batting.
To me, the ideal thing would be move pin your big ass to the outfield and let somebody else play.
Like
second.
he is freakishly large, and it just
Yes,
like he keeps getting bigger and bigger, and his batting average keeps going down and
he's,
down. Just like the
he's
bigger he
starting to look
gets,
like Aaron
the
Judge.
bigger he gets, the worse he is at like hitting the baseball. You know what I'm saying?
He's
But you
Which
know
starting
what
to
though?
means
look like
that
Aaron Judge.
he's working out too damn much,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
needs to go. He
yeah.
needs more. He needs to be toned versus big because you can keep muscle
Exactly.
and lose the mass.
It's the mass.
Yeah.
The mass is slowing down his bat speed, and
Yes,
he's not hitting
yes.
the
Yeah,
mass.
I can feel
Yeah.
something brewing up in me right now. So you know what? I thought I'd never say this in my life, but you know what? I'd rather talk about the Yankees right now. Let's talk about the Yankees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Well,
no, we're done because I'm
so
going to bed.
I
I'm
did
done.
my spiel.
We're,
I didn't. Hey, my blood pressure done went up already. I'm bringing it back down now.
no, we're good. We're good. We're good. Now the Yankees
You know-
trying to trade. They can't. They for the life of them, they cannot trade Stroman for
they
anything.
better not. They better not trade Stroman because they're going to need him because I'm telling you
He's
right
not
now,
happy. He's not
one of
happy.
those pitchers, one of the starting five is gonna be out for the season in the next 2 weeks.
Of course, but Stroman's not happy. He's not
No,
happy.
Stroman's fine. He's fine. He don't care. He got his money. He don't care.
Yeah, he got his
Money.
money. It's like I feel like he'll be, but you know what though? Stroman's a guy. Well, you see what happened in Toronto when he's not happy. He grumble, grumble, grumble. You know, it's just like. But I don't think
That
that'll
was the
fly
young.
in. Yeah.
That was the young Stroman. Where he is right now, he
Gentlemen,
understands.
I
He
got breaking
understands.
news. I
Breaking
got
news.
breaking news. Anthony Davis is gone for the rest of the season.
No.
Wow.
He's going to
Oh.
require season-ending surgery.
An
Wow.
abductor, man. I know people who've
We
had
can
that abductor injury.
end the show on that. We
can definitely end the show on that because like I said, I know people who've had that abductor injury, that same injury that he has, and yeah, it's not a
Bro.
good one. Yeah.
Maverick
Dude, you know
season's
what?
over. Now the
You know
season's
what I'm
over.
saying? I'm the Anthony Davis stuff. That's okay. I'm good with that. But you know what? We ain't even touch on it. Embiid need a whole nother surgery.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this guy. I was about to say something, but I want to go to bed. Like this
Dude,
guy, dude.
Dude.
It's like you can't make this up. Like he already said before the season started, I'm not playing back to backs. This dude's doing monkey flips in practice, and now he needs another surgery. Like he is untradeable.
But he got that gold
You
medal.
cannot move him. You
He got that gold medal though, Barry.
No.
He got that gold medal. It was
The
all worth
Mavericks
it.
will
He
take
got
the
that gold
Mavericks will
medal.
take Embiid right now.
He played 10 minutes throughout the whole tournament.
Listen, the Dallas Mavericks would kill for Joel Embiid right now because at least he play every other game.
No, he need another surgery. So he might
That's for the off season. That surgery's for the off season.
No,
But he
that
might not
surgery's
even
for
make it.
now. He's got to
That
have
surgery's
it
for now. He got to have it
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think Embiid. No, they already said that it's going to happen in the off season. They just have to manage the pain right now.
Man,
I
it's the
think I give him a
pain.
week.
The
He's
dude
gonna
is
tweak
a
it
pain.
again.
Come on, man.
He gonna trip over another rope, and then he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, by the way,
My man calls him Mr. Joe
This,
Law
this,
right
this idiot's gonna be trying to crip walk his way into practice on the practice
Serena Williams
court and
Nah,
sprain his other knee.
what he gonna do is he gonna go out there trying to shoot free throws with two left shoes on and trip over the knee, and he gonna be like, "Oh, he's out again because he put on two left shoes." Yeah, like I say, man, the Anthony Davis stuff. Like I say, when you saw him go down, you knew he was gonna be out. The Embiid stuff was like, what? I'm like, he already not playing every day. He already out. You need another surgery? What?
Another one.
I know that his surgeon happy to see him. Mr. MD, come on in. Your money good here. Come on in.
This is why I keep defending Ben Simmons because the Sixers knew Embiid. No, hold on. The Sixers knew and Embiid wasn't healthy, and they still gave him that contract. So I don't want to hear. This is why I don't like to hear the slander of players when they making all this money. Nobody made the team give him this money. The team had the medicals. The Sixers had the medicals on Joel Embiid. They had a track record of Joel Embiid being out of shape, being lazy, always being hurt, always missing games, and you still gave him $50 million a year. I don't want to hear no whining from Sixers fans because y'all didn't have no problem with them giving him that damn contract.
It's going to get over 60 million.
That just further validates the whole the Williams thing. That just further validates the Lakers and Williams. They
I
know
just
that.
sent you something on that.
They had buyer's remorse, bro. Teams
I'm
know
not sure about that. Check your phone. I just sent you something on that. He may mess around and end up back in LA.
Because Connect not
because
the Hornets are fighting. It's like, dude, you gonna
the
take
Hornets
this?
are not going to get. They're not getting that first round pick. Guarantee you that.
Yeah, they're gonna take the pick off. I believe they're gonna take the pick off for sure.
Yep.
I mean, and then y'all seen Dalton Connect on the sideline. Like
He is so dejected.
He wasn't talking to nobody. He was just like
I won't talk to nobody either.
Right, man. Y'all just
you
traded.
kiss my entire ass.
And now y'all want me back? Like, dude.
No, we don't want you back. We had to take you back.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't want me back.
It's like when your wife tried to put you out the house, but she got to let you back in. Okay? Yeah, you back in the house, but you know you ain't welcome.
No, what he said was, he said, man, I got traded before Bronny and he averaging 0 points a game.
I'm trying to see
all right.
Let's get out of here, man.
All right, that's it.
It's been a great show this evening, man.
All time leading scorer.
Look, man, y'all traded me before this motherfucker. Like, what?
All right.
I'm done with you, man.
Yeah,
that's important news, man.
Shut it down, homie.
All right, it was a lot of fun tonight, fellas. You know, as I do all the time, I talk about veterans. 22 veterans commit suicide every day. We need to get that number down to 0. So if you're a veteran, friend of a veteran, family member, you know a veteran, tell them 988 option 1. It's not just about suicide prevention. If you just need to talk, there's people sitting there on that hotline, they ain't got nothing else to do. And 988 is for everybody. Option 1's for veterans, but 988 is for everybody. So you ain't doing nothing, you're a little depressed, you ain't got nobody to talk to, you're in a new place like I am or whatever, you just want to talk to somebody and bend their ear, you dial 988, somebody's going to pick up the phone. As always, have fun and say yes to life. Thanks, fellas.
All right, man. Good to see you, man. Coach, you know what to do, my guy. Give me a plug in because I shut it down, big homie.
All right, man. Like another successful boardroom meeting. As we say all the time, if you see the link, share the link. We are doing some great things. Like I said, Larry got things going crazy on the page with his beautiful breakdown of the trades in NBA trade deadline, stuff like that. So big ups to LG for that. We coming at you every week, hard and harder every week. Like I said, baseball's around the corner, so we definitely is a show that we all love baseball. We'll get into that, and it's just look, guys. I said it last week. I think that's something I think I'm gonna keep saying. Look, for everybody out there dealing with depression and everything like that, man. Look, somebody love you. Somebody gonna miss you. So, like Unc say yes to life. And as I always say, God is good
all the time.
Make sure to drink your water. Water is life. And of course, with a new album on the way.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Y'all can't see me with my dubs up, but of course, Wu-Tang is for the children. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for coming by and kicking with us, Coach, man. Yo, Larry, you know what to do, my guy. Give me a plug in the shut it down, big homie.
Man, as soon as I saw that, I sent it to Steve. I was like, I know Steve, boy, he can't wait.
We about to go nuts on that.
Hey, they put the band back together.
I'm gonna put together an intro just with that, just with that new track. Trust me, it's coming.
Hey, look, I'm gonna just say this first and foremost, man. It's always a pleasure getting in with you guys. Hey, definitely, man. Hey, I appreciate all the love, man. When I do videos, we just, we getting in, we sharing our thoughts, and I wouldn't have thought that we would have been getting that much momentum. But I'm definitely want to say thank you to everybody that checked out the breakdowns of the NBA trades. Hopefully, we can keep y'all tuned in because we got more content coming. Barry, hey, while I'm giving props to me, Barry, man, and his WWE there, Barry, you've been doing it up, bro. So we're gonna keep that momentum going too. I know Steve, he forgot to mention, hey, if you see the show, share the show. For those that's checking in, hey, we was live on Instagram today. We getting this momentum going. We starting to do more things. So yeah, just keep tuning in to us. And I'm gonna just say, man, it's always a pleasure, man. I'm gonna wrap it up at that.
Appreciate you, Larry, man.
Peace.
I love sharing the space with this guy, man. He's a character. That's my guy, man. Love him to death. Villain, you got a show to promote, don't you, my guy? Talk to me.
Orange and blue skies, baby. We doing it. We're at the halfway point for the season. Don't worry about that All-Star game. Don't worry about the dunk contest and all that stuff. We got the meeting for y'all to go to. Listen to us talk about the Knicks because y'all got your launch pad. We got orange and blue skies. You can launch into the orange and blue skies and get swatted down, baby. So that's what we at. It's gonna be fun. Anthony and my guy Joe T. We're gonna talk some Knicks and we're gonna have some fun on that show. But listen, our socials are popping. We're getting a lot of views out there. People liking the content and interacting with us. People giving us props and saying they love what we're doing. We got to have some WWE shows coming up soon. Obviously, we'll have a Elimination Chamber coming up, so we'll be talking about that. We'll have more basketball, baseball starting. Hey, man, we're hitting it hard. So, we appreciate everybody listening and finding us on socials. Like Steve says, share the show. And, that's it, man. We out.
Appreciate you, big dog, man. It's a pleasure doing this show with Villain. I've known that dude for damn near, 14 years, it feels like. Maybe a little less than that, but yeah, pleasure doing the show and sharing the space with him. It's your boy Sears repping that 412 and the 703, man. It's a privilege and a pleasure doing this show every week. Shout out to my friends for partnering with me, man. Villain, Larry, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my friends over at Nonsense and Deep Thoughts. Pleasure kicking up with those guys. Yo, I'm actually going to be on one of their wrestling shows next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. Talking everything WWE with those guys. So Justin, Aaron, Corey, I'm coming with cruel intentions. I may call my Villain and see if my man Villain want to pop over there with me. So be on the lookout for that over on their social media and over on their pages, Nonsense and Deep Thoughts. So I love the partnership with those guys. Everything is going really well, man. As I always say, we're doing big things in big places. If you see the link, share the link. I've been closing my podcast off like this, so I'm gonna say this now. God is good, even so sometimes people are not. God is good, even though sometimes people are not. With that being said, God bless. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.